Hey, hey guys, how you doing tonight? Monday night football, Packers in prime time. It'll be interesting to see what this game brings exactly. I mean, this is a game that the Packers should win, although we did get the unfortunate news of Aaron Jones is not going to be going tonight. He is still out with his hamstring injury. It's curious. Like, there's been no report of a setback or anything like that, but then he plays very, very limited against Detroit and then gets 10 days off and then can't quite go against Vegas heading into a bye week. So something interesting going on with Aaron Jones there. It's possible in pregame warmups or even earlier today, he just felt tight. And then so the training staff was like, well, we're going into a bye, so sit down. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out more from LaFleur after the game. But want to say hi to everybody here tonight. Miserable Goat, hello to you. Like I said, I'm riding with you until you get where you're supposed to be. Miserable Goat, you're the man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also saying, will our defense make Josh Jacobs look like a Pro Bowler is one key. And I'm looking forward to that game plan from Matt. For some reason, I feel he can't help but to expose himself as the season. Yeah. So the thing with the Raiders is there's very few teams so far in the NFL that have run the ball worse than the Green Bay Packers. The Las Vegas Raiders just happen to be one of them. For whatever reason, leading rusher last year, Josh Jacobs, has not been able to get it going. To some extent, there's been a little A.J. Dillon in his game to this point, a lot of contact that he can just not break through. But also defenses have really been able to clamp down on Vegas, which is what I'm hoping Green Bay does tonight. Vegas has not been assertive with the deep ball to this point. Jimmy G has done a lot of short and intermediate stuff over the middle. And plus the Raiders offensive line just isn't as good as it's been in the last couple of years. So all of that leads to a relatively deficient run game for Vegas. Now, if Vegas is looking for a game to get themselves right running the football, Green Bay is a mighty fine opponent for them to do that. So we're going to find out exactly what happens here. Steven saying, okay, so let's run. I won't be mad, I promise. Yeah, we're going to find out. I mean, that it's a taller order with Aaron Jones out for sure. But you got to think against a run defense almost as poor as Green Bay's has been, that they are going to run the ball tonight. It's just a question of who. Is Emmanuel Wilson going to get a few more carries tonight? Or Patrick Taylor, who was signed to the 53 earlier today? Or is this still going to be an A.J. Dillon show with him getting a good 85% of the carries? We have yet to find out. It's going to be an interesting mix tonight. Or of course, does LaFleur just ride the hot hand? Totally possible there as well. David, hello to you. Chris, hello to you. Go Pack, go. Lick Hebbles, me casually sitting in my chair, chilling. Gee, I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, crap, the game. Right, it's Monday night. This feels odd.
Especially after a Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a very weird schedule for the 3 weeks of Thursday,
like
Monday,
to go from Thursday into Monday into a bye, like you were saying, it's just weird. I mean, not that the Packers are really complaining, not that it's done Aaron Jones much good to get in the game, but just a weird schedule the Packers are rocking right now. Steven, good evening, sidekick. I do believe that's to you. Scott, hello to you. Scott and Steven saying, according to PFF grades, asking as we stay away from Max, then we'll have a chance. Yeah, like the Raiders, by a mile, their best run defender is Max Crosby. Now, he also happens to be their best pass rusher. Like, he is just on a mission, almost as good as Gary has been pass rushing this year, and still, honestly, a far superior run defender than Rashawn Gary's been for the Packers. So, if the Packers are going to run the ball successfully, I'm inclined to say it's going to be away from Max Crosby. If they try to run it into Crosby a lot, it's just not going to bode well. So look for the Raiders to put him on the move a lot defensively, and look for LaFleur and company to actively try to go the other way, I would hope, at the very least. So quick note, the deactives for tonight would be Aaron Jones, Devondre Campbell missing this game as well, Malik Heath, Anthony Johnson Jr., Zane Anderson, Caleb Jones, and then Eric Stokes. He did return to practice, but still officially on the PUP, did not get put on the 53 yet. I did see a lot of optimism out there that will happen after the bye. So here we go, kickoff. And we are officially into Monday Night Football as the kick sails over Keyshawn Dixon's head and out of the back of the end zone. Jordan Love and company going to take over at the 25. So I'm not going to do many announcements about this at all, but hey, I should do at least one immediately following the game. And I may have to get out of here quicker than normal because I got to jump. As soon as this game gets close to the end, I got to jump out of here. And then I am going live with Bleacher Report, who hired me to do a live stream for Bleacher Report and talk about the studs and duds from this game and just react to the overall game. So if you're interested in joining me there, please do so. And Jordan Love takes the snap, immediately hands it off to A.J. Dillon on a short pitch, who rumbles forward and gains 4. That's what a run game is supposed to look like. So, hey, we'll take it to start things off. Other than that, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Patrick Taylor was indeed signed to the 53 earlier today. The corresponding move was the release of edge Justin Hollins, signed from the Rams last year. If you recall, he came in, gave him a nice pass rush jolt last year. But he was the unfortunate person to lose his spot on the team with the signing of Patrick Taylor.
Another run for Dillon.
Ooh, a little bit of fight from Dillon there, pushing the pile, and gains about another 4. So in terms of Eric Stokes, Luke Tenuta may be upcoming as well. So there are more roster moves coming over the course of the bye and the following week before the Packers play again. Definitely some roster moves coming to make room for Eric Stokes, potentially Luke Tenuta for an offensive line reinforcement. So just something to keep in mind as we talk about the roster moving forward. Love now in shotgun for 3rd and 2. Musgrave in motion, and it is indeed a handoff. Matt LaFleur staying true to his word thus far. Dillon spins forward, gains maybe 3, but it's enough for a Green Bay Packer. Down. Steven saying, why are we holding on to Zane Anderson? I think they really like his potential as the next Dallin Levitt, to be honest, as a special teams ace. And he's got a hamstring injury too. And we know all too well from everyone else just how finicky those are. And it's a little surprising they haven't put him in IR, but here we are.
Quick pass from Jordan Love for a gain of 6. But there is a flag on the play.
Yeah. Quick little screen to Musgrave. Good to see Musgrave getting involved in the quick pass game.
See what our flag is.
Oh, LaFleur doesn't look thrilled about the flags. So
oh, no, he does not.
He looks... Oh.
Something tells me...
Ineligible player downfield on Josh Myers. Josh, where are you going? What happened? Hey. What? All right, so Love takes the snap.
Mm-hmm.
And what? I mean, Myers, by the time the ball was out, Myers was what, 2 yards off the line? Okay, fine. We're going to be like that tonight. All right, that's fine. Checks didn't clear to the refs, I see, from the Packers front office.
Right.
It's fine. Hey. All right, so while we got a minute here, yeah, in terms of Zane Anderson, I think it's just a matter of hamstring. It's very finicky. They like his potential, obviously, as a teamer, so they're going to ride it out. I won't be shocked at all, though, if when Stokes needs to be activated.
The 6-yard gain will stand. So now we're at 2nd and 4. So they picked the flag up, and the replay ref just said, nah, not right.
Okay.
Let's get happening?
Weird. All right.
What a start. All right.
Yeah. But anyway, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Anderson's gone when Stokes is back. All right,
and
another handoff
run
to Dillon. Packers meaning to establish the run game, no doubt. Dillon trucks forward for about 4. That's going to give the Packers, I think, a first down, depending on the spot. Good to see already that Dillon is not stopping behind the pile as he has done the first few weeks of the season. tonight already on these first 4 carries. The pile is getting pushed forward more. So it's something to be happy about at the very least.
And that did get us a first down.
All right, officially a first down for the Packers.
There's
Aaron Jones. Only he could play again soon. That would be neat. Love in shotgun takes the snap, throws to the right side of the field where Christian Watson is on a quick out. And that's good for a gain of about 7. And that's going to set up 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6.
Chris Ham saying, is it true Rodgers is trying to come back before the year ends? That's what he says.
Don't mean it's going to happen.
It would be a medical miracle. And he told McAfee that he's listening to
Dolphins
mating and rolling on marbles and stuff to try to do it. So, hey, if he comes back, all power to him. But, yeah, that's a tall order.
Another handoff to Dylan for nothing.
Yeah, Dylan runs into a bunch of contact there, and that's going to go down for nothing.
It'd be 3rd down.
So, yeah, Rodgers is trying to come back, but that would be a medical miracle to come back in the same year. My goodness. So he's not directly under center. He's a couple yards back. Packers have been doing that a lot lately.
Oh, yeah. Dylan just ran into somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the Packers.
They ran basically, it looked like the Max Crosby side, and he wrecked it for him. 3rd and 3
he also
now.
ran into a Packer.
Yeah.
Lineman.
Love going deep. Love, there's nobody home. Nobody. Oh, boy.
You're now 4th and 3.
4th and 3, 10:28 to go in the first. I don't know what that was. There was nobody close to that deep shot from Love on 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
Although LaFleur looks like he's calling it a play. Hey, we might be going for this right away.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Steven, I see your last thing. Can you tell what defense front they're playing? Well, I can tell you the Raiders are predominantly I don't want to say that. They do mix quite a bit. Predominantly 4-3 thus far, it does appear. All right, so 4th
and we are going to
3. Okay. Yeah, so they just lined up trying to get the Raiders to jump. Instead, they're going to take the delay game, and they're going to be punting it away. Ooh, LaFleur with words for Luke Musgrave, though. Maybe they weren't just trying to draw the Raiders off. Maybe somebody was in the wrong spot, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, good. Good. 4th and 8 now for Green Bay as the Irishman, Dan Whelan, going to be coming into punt. And, yeah, fair catch at about the 12-yard line. Right. So Raiders going to start backed up in their own territory.
All right, catching up on some comments. We got Lick Keppel saying 3 runs in a row with A.J. Dillon. Is that legal?
Well, it darn well shouldn't be.
Right?
But, yeah, it's obvious they are taking to heart the fact that they need to commit to the run. The issue with LaFleur is we've seen this before. Like, he'll get in a press conference and say, well, we didn't run enough. And then the next game, they come out in the first drive, running a crap ton. And then inevitably by the second quarter, he just stops and forgets his mission. And so we'll see if it sticks. We'll see.
Steven saying, Thunder Thighs, pound the rock.
I think he prefers Quadzilla, but Thunder Thighs does work for AJ Dillon.
Commando G-Man saying, was that a cut by Dillon and not straight ahead?
I mean,
right?
Dillon did have a couple cuts in that drive.
Not only were we using Dillon,
yeah,
we also weren't just chucking Dillon into a pile of bodies.
Yeah, sometimes that's Dillon's own doing.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was more spry than we've seen Dillon at certain times throughout the year thus far. So we'll take it for sure. Now you just wish that first drive would have ended a little bit better because Raiders taking over with the ball on about their own 12. So if you want exact numbers, I was talking earlier about run defense. Well, Packers aren't good at it, right? We know that. This is not breaking news. We know the Packers have not been good at defending the run this year.
We're aware.
They rank 31st in the NFL with 155 yards given up per game. Vegas ranks 25th in the NFL, giving up 134 yards per game. So these are two not good run defenses going at it tonight. And then if you're curious on the other side of the ball, who happens to run the ball better in terms of just pure run yards per game? Well, this is a matchup of the Titans here because the Raiders are 32nd in the league with 65.3 yards per game rushing for themselves. And the Green Bay Packers now, following a whole bunch of games this weekend, are 31st, running for 74.5 yards per game. This is a battle of the ineptness when it comes to running. And hopefully the Packers can break their trend today. They're trying in drive one, that's for sure. All right, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball officially at about the 13-yard line. And Jimmy G under center, 3 off to his left, 1 off to the right, with the 1 being Devontae. And it's play action. He rolls out and he completes that.
For a first down, nobody is there.
First down and more. Razul, I believe, with the tackle there. Gain of probably about 20. There boots as it went to the tight end, Michael Mayer. Under 10 minutes to go in the first already. Jimmy G under center again for this new first down from the 32.
And they're running it for a loss of 2.
Yes, Josh Jacobs getting the carry. Quay Walker immediately there. Like, wasn't fooled by anything. He was on Josh Jacobs as Jacobs got the ball. Gary helped him finish off the tackle. Nice run defense there for the Green Bay Packers. Well done. Yeah, Walker never, like, even as Jacobs was trying to get away from Walker, Walker never let his hands come off of Jacobs. And
He did a very, very good job of adjusting because he could have started to look like a horse collar, but he adjusted very well.
He got his hands off there quick, yeah. 2nd and 12 now for the Raiders. Good jump by the Packer D-line, but Jimmy G still gets the ball off, and of course.
To Devontae for a first down.
Yeah, Devontae wasn't an end around, but Devontae wound open on some kind of sweep. Quay Walker was the closest Packer to Devontae, which that's not supposed to happen. And then Devontae gains about 11 in total, more than likely, for first down. I mean, the Raiders pass catchers, like Devontae is miles ahead anybody else. Quay Walker's good at coverage, but Quay Walker being the closest defender to Devontae Adams at any time should not be happening tonight. I don't know if somebody ran somewhere or something, but yeah, if that happens too much, that ain't good.
Though that's the second play and not just Devontae of everybody up front. We got our defense in the back, and then Garoppolo does a quick pass to somebody off to the side, and there's nobody there to meet him until after they cross.
Which has been a mass
yards.
deficiency of the Packers all year. I mean, these little sweeps, these quick outs have just brutalized the Packers defense all year.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting conversation because the Packers play a ton of cover 3, which should be fine to cover those quick sweeps. But 1, they play their cover 3 very, very deep. And 2, it's just, I think that's got to fall on the players, because whether you're playing cover 2 or cover 3, you should be able to cover quick outs better than the Packers do.
Yeah.
It reminds me of years ago. Remember, before we had Jair, like, there were years where it just felt like the Packers could not cover a screen to save their lives. And then all of a sudden, Jair got here, and there was one play in particular in Minnesota where, like, Jair broke through both the blocker and receiver on the screen. And the Packers defense then began to change. But like, it was the one play for years that no Packer could defend. And it kind of feels like that's the case with these quick sweeps and quick outs. Like, we just can't do it. And
Back out, and they've got between 5 and 10 miles or yards to just run before they met by a single Packer defense.
It's just baffling. Yeah, it really is.
It's going to beat us every time.
True. All right, let's catch up on a couple here. Good, Big Pop Penguin. Good evening, everyone. Happy Packering. Happy Packering to you as well. Chris said, can you imagine Jair whispering to Adams, hey, drop a couple passes for revenge for the NFC title game a couple years ago? Adams, okay, I'll drop a few. I mean, I'm not opposed. It wouldn't hurt. Like I will say, Quay, I'm going to end the play now, Walker. I like that. Right. Big play, Quay in the middle. And then like Hebble's also saying, apparently Matt LaFleur was exasperated learning Jones couldn't go and had him as the major focal point tonight, according to Rob Domofsky. It's really not surprising, right? Like going against the Raiders' deficient run defense. Aaron Jones finally supposed to be back in full.
Right. A squeaky little running back to sneak through everything. Why wouldn't you want that?
I don't want to speculate too much about a dude's health, but there must have been some kind of setback, some kind of rebite, some kind of something for Aaron Jones.
Sick of setbacks this season.
Oh, my Lord. All right, Jacobs with the carry. And again,
we are stopping that at the line.
That's going to be no gain for Josh Jacobs. Whole bunch of Packers in on that one. That's what I love to see. Swarm.
We are looking to change that statistic. Mm-hmm. Get us better in the lineup.
Yeah, but like I was saying about Jones, just something, I don't want to say full-blown setback, right? But like there must have been some kind of tightness. He couldn't do a cut. Something to go from practicing and playing 10 days ago to just not being able to today. Garoppolo under center again on 2nd and 10. He drops back, throws off to the right.
There we
to
go.
An open receiver number 81 and Keyshawn Nixon making the open
little
field
barrel
tackle.
roll.
We'll take it. I covered in the pregame show that Nixon has not exactly been the best tackling Packer to this point, and you can count me in the camp of we may need to consider other options at nickel. But hey,
I mean the fact that his tackle was just rolling him over.
You know what? It's better than a miss.
That's true. That is accurate.
It's too much for both of these teams.
I always forget that Raider fans always dress up in the craziest things.
Yeah.
People think Packer fans are weird.
Oh, Kenny! Yes, 3rd and 6. Garoppolo in shotgun. He dropped back. Kenny Clark getting in there. Kenny, tired of being the forgotten man on defense.
4th down, baby.
Yes.
And Garoppolo is running off the field.
Yes.
I did hear that a lot of Packer fans are going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm. I mean, supposedly it's like a Packer home game right now.
I hope so, since our home game was a Lions home game.
All right, let's see. As the Raiders line up for their punt on 4th and 15. Here we go. It's up. Let's see who the returner is for this first punt. It is indeed Jaden Reed. Oh, that was a heck of a punt. Yeah, wow. AJ Cole unleashing on that thing. Packers look like they're going to start over just beyond the 10. Dang. Woo. It's a heck of a punt. Mark it at the 7 officially. Whew, dang. All right. Packers going to have some work to do this drive. Catching up on a couple comments. Scott saying, I have a bad feeling Jones is going to have nagging problems this year. It's just, I don't know. First of all, the hamstring problem in Green Bay at all this year is concerning and baffling, or just a case of bad luck. Whatever, it's bad, right? And yeah, I mean, these soft tissue things, hamstrings, flexors, those are the injuries that sometimes hang with you all year. And the Packers are such a conservative medical team that they want to get a guy 100% right before he's back on the field. And that sometimes leads to these very frustrating calls, like Aaron Jones just suddenly not playing tonight. Dylan with the handoff. Dylan! There we go. Pushing through a couple folks.
7 or 8?
Yeah, should be about second and relatively short here. But I would agree, Scott. I think there is some concern there with hamstrings that if you're not able to overcome it in the window you're supposed to, that does logically lend itself to, like something's gotten loose there. Something is not healing the way that it should. It is concerning. I would agree. All right, 2nd and 2. Love looking, yeah, he's under center again. 2 receivers split right. And another handoff to A.J. Dillon.
For a first down
And again,
and about 3.
All right.
2 or 3 more.
And Zach Tom flies off to the right side of the field.
And there's a flag.
But another really encouraging carry by Dillon to keep the pile moving forward.
Very end of that play, we got a flag. Not. All right. Unnecessary roughness on the Raiders.
Personal foul on the defense. Oh. So Max Crosby shoves Zach Tom, and then as soon as Tom gets like shoved in the back, he just like spread eagles like he's doing a belly flop in a pool and just flies from the push from Max. That's how to sell it, Zach Tom. 15-yard pickup on the penalty.
All right. Love has still got the ball. He's running. We got a first down. He's still going. Oh my goodness.
Love with the play action, found a lane for himself to run and just kept going. A good 20-yard run there for Jordan Love. It's going to give the Green Bay Packers a first.
Says we don't got Aaron Jones. That's okay. I got this. Give Dillon a little break. Yeah, he just found a beautiful little open lane.
And he did.
And really looked. I mean, he looked like he just got tripped up. The Raider might have just clipped his foot and
just got to flop forward. Yeah.
Yep. I got this.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, and Love back there faking on another play action. Eventually throwing out right to DeGuara. And DeGuara picks up probably about 17 on a Packers' own little out sweep. We'll take it. First down, Green Bay. Right on. All right, so yeah, Packers moving the ball now. We're doing all right.
I think the announcers were just saying that was a 19-yard run. His longest run for the year.
All right, we'll take it.
Right.
And yeah, Packers put in the offense what they can't defend. Oh, and it's an end around for Watson. Here we go.
Oh, and it did nothing.
Okay.
You
quick end around to Watson, and he runs into a wall of Raiders eventually off to the left-hand side, and that's not good.
I am enjoying these like trick plays. They're fun. Why not do them? But like, why? Like, what are we doing wrong that they're so bad?
It's
like we haven't done a single successful one. I think every single one we've done has lost yards.
The answer is the blocking.
Okay.
To put it super simple and short right now, Love empty set shotgun, drops back, throws it quick to Jaden Reed. Kind of the old school bubble screen that they used to run a lot, gains maybe 6 or 7 to at least cut third down to a shorter distance.
David, for us stuck watching you two, what is the yard line?
Okay, first of all, rude. Second of all, backers have 3rd and 8. Come on, don't stop zooming in on people. Show the field.
I don't care what Raiders fans
certainly
look like.
In Raider territory. They're on the 19, David. 3rd and 8 from the 19-yard line. Love drops back.
Pressure.
And Love throws it into the dirt. Pressure was coming. No one was there.
Flag on the play.
The dirt it goes. Oh, we got a flag and a Raider going, what did I do? But now it's clapping. That ain't good.
Is it going to be intentional grounding?
Nice little chat between all the refs.
Little chit chat. Going, wait a minute. What is this supposed to be? What was the script telling us?
What's the hand signal for this one?
Oh.
Another ineligible player downfield.
Is happening?
Penalties decline, setting up 4th and 8. I would like to see who ran downfield. Oh, the camera's showing Josh Myers again. All right, so Love takes the snap and shotgun. Oh, yeah, okay. That one's at least more valid than the first one. Because Myers was trying to get to the next guy, Maybe he thought Love already had the ball out. Maybe he just was honing in on the dude in pass pro. Regardless, that was probably significantly more legitimate than the first.
37-yarder is good.
So Carlson hits from 37. That gives the Packers a 3-0 lead. 2:38 to go in the first. All right, let's catch up on some of these. Let's see. Goat, I saw you had one earlier that I want to hit on. Matt LaFleur seems not to know anything about his players. Why is that? I mean, I'm assuming you're talking play style. I mean, for one, players seem to really enjoy playing for Matt LaFleur for the most part. Maybe outside of Kurt Benkert, if you saw that thing going around the interwebs today. I'm sure we'll get to that later. But I think it's not that they don't know about their players. I think it's that the Packers coaching staff value some things that we as fans necessarily wish that they didn't. For instance, one, they seem to value experience far more than the typical fan does, because we want to see, especially this year, the young guys play, or, even to some extent, the offensive line configurations heading into the playoffs. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And then they overthink and they fix it and then it goes bad. To get more experienced guys out there. I think at times too, the Packers are very tied to their philosophy. Like when they run the ball, they're going to run the ball a certain way. They're going to run it with their philosophy. Their offensive linemen are drafted per a certain philosophy that they want guys who are more agile, guys who are better at pass pro than they are run blocking. Well, when you get a line of 5 dudes who that qualifies for, then you suddenly can't run the ball all that well because your linemen are too light and they're not maulers, and et cetera, et cetera. I think the Packers are, I don't want to say stuck in their ways, but I think they are very stubborn about what they value and what has worked for them. And that at times can make them very, very slow to adjust. Whereas fans, myself very much included a lot, are ready to just, okay, switch stuff up. Doesn't work. Switch. I mean, it's not my philosophy I'm switching from, so it's a lot easier for me to say it. But I think that's just part of the reality.
Well, and if you are talking, because this comment was when we were talking about Jones being out,
Mm-hmm.
if you're talking about the health of his players, because I think, LeKebel's saying that LaFleur is very exacerbated hearing of the news of Jones.
Yeah.
He knows he's got to know about his players. He's the head coach of the team. He knows who's
Absolutely.
ready. He knows who's in what health. Are very tight-lipped when it comes
Extremely.
to player injuries.
Yes, they are.
I mean, Bakhtiari was going to be playing.
By the way, game is back on. We'll give you play-by-play as it happens. But there's the kickoff out of the back of the end zone. Raiders will take over on the 25.
Until he wasn't. And then he was on IR.
Yeah.
And we didn't, who was it, Stokes, that we didn't hear about his injury
last year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When he was injured last year, we didn't even hear about it until this year? About what it really was?
What the details were, yeah.
Right.
And I think it is just an overall thing with the Packers, like you're alluding to, that there's just an overall, Matt LaFleur is very tight-lipped. The Packers don't believe in just airing everything out and being transparent. It's not often he talks about, schematic details in the presser. So, I mean, that's part of it. Garoppolo under center takes the snap. It's play action of Jacobs, and he goes over the top, goes over Rudy Ford.
And is met by 4 Packers who will.
That's what we like. Swarm it. Looks like maybe Rudy Ford bit a little too much on the play action of Jacobs, so Garoppolo was able to complete it over the top of him.
Quay just did a little.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Mayer was coming from a good distance. Maybe just a hole in the zone. I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah, it looks like just a hole.
Mayer comes up with the completion. So just catching up. David, I know you're not rude. I was kidding as well. I know you're not rude. Love having you here. Raiders were getting lined up here at about the 44.
And there's a flag.
And we got a flag.
False start on Trey Tucker.
We like it.
For the Raiders.
We like it. Back them up. So it's going to make it
1st and
15 now.
Excuse
for the
me, sir.
Raiders. Minute 51 to
You
go in the first
cannot
quarter.
go yet. All right. David saying, keep in mind, I choose to watch you over TV. Thank you. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Dave.
that. Freddie saying, trade Myers for a 7th round pick and an order of cheese curds.
They're Culver's cheese curds. You got me thinking.
Right,
All right,
family.
Garoppolo under center takes a snap. Oh,
Fake
and
and
it's
a
an end
fake.
around. An end around to the guy who just had the full start penalty. To
And
Tucker, who runs his way for a first down, about a 20-yard run on that end around. See, that's what the Packers tried to do with Watson, but then it just didn't work. So, here we are.
David saying, John, your color commentary and analysis is top notch.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Steve is real. Yeah. Sup, everyone?
Sup, Steve?
Sup, Steve?
All right. So, minute to go in the first. Okay. TV coverage was even behind the snap on that one. Handoff to Jacobs, who gains about 5. Raiders going to take over with the ball on the Green Bay 40 as they get ready for the next snap. Raiders kind of progressively working their way down, trying to tie this thing up at the very least.
They're really going for it. Ethan.
They do have to get this play off before the first quarter is done.
We got about 33 seconds left in the first.
25 seconds to go on the clock. Second, and Jair against Devontae. Love to see it. Garoppolo under center takes the snap, and he's fading left. Ooh,
Incomplete pass.
He tried to air that out there to his receiver. Rasul Douglas was tight in coverage, and the receiver is unable to come down with the ball, making that incomplete. A very nice coverage by Rasul.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the receiver gets up and extends, but Rasul is very much on him. Receiver.
He even got a little hand in there. He said, no.
That was indeed Jacoby Myers who tried to come down with that one.
Yep.
Incomplete.
No, thank you.
All right, 3rd and 5. Now Rasul lined up on Adams.
15 seconds left in the quarter.
Under 5 left on the play clock. Garoppolo in shotgun takes the snap.
Pressure. And he is set.
Absorbed. Wyatt and Preston Smith.
Woo.
Preston finally getting involved in the pass rush a little bit more. Bringing down Garoppolo. Excellent. That's going to end the first quarter.
What a way to end the quarter.
And it should end the Raiders' offensive drive, as the Raiders will return to a 4th down. That was nice. Yeah, that was just, Preston and Wyatt just straight up got through their guys.
Yeah.
Just simple enough. Nicely done.
All right. Let's see. Steve saying, I hear if we lose, Joe Barry will get fired.
Steve, I'm curious as to your source.
Multiple sources tell me.
Yeah. His seat's warm. LaFleur certainly looked angsty after the Detroit game. I still would be very hard-pressed to believe that the Packers would make a move in season. But there's no doubt LaFleur had a slightly different tone than he generally does. All right.
Ayahuasca data scientist. Ooh, a very nice question. Most underrated defensive player so far?
I'm going Rudy Ford. Like, Quay has been getting a lot of good press lately, and he's one of their more outstanding defenders so far. But Rudy Ford has really been turning in a nice season as of late. In terms of missed tackle percentage, his is 6, if I'm remembering off the top of my head, 6.1%. I know I quoted it in the preview video. Basically, he's 3rd on the team for regular players, behind only their 2 inside linebackers in Quay and Devondre, which is exactly what you want from one of your safeties, right? So Rudy Ford has been doing great. I'd also say, too, in terms of coverage, Rudy Ford, in terms of opposing quarterback rating when Rudy has been targeted, he's the top member of the secondary thus far. So he's turning in a very complete season very, very quietly. And he deserves to start getting some real shout-outs. That's why when it was revealed that he had an oblique injury and there was some question as to whether he was going to play tonight or not, that would have been a much larger loss for the Packers than I think a lot of people would have known based upon how he has locked down that safety spot so far. So, got to give a shout-out to Rudy Ford. He's playing much better than I think a lot of people even expected him to.
The Kebble's saying, damn, Joe Barry only got 2 blitzes in this whole thing. Time for another one. Hey,
Good time. You just keep typing, and then
I was gonna say, is that the?
Love it.
He said earlier that he hacked into Joe Barry's tablet, so maybe
just tell him to bracket Devontae and do the Justin Jefferson plan of last year. If you wouldn't mind, please.
James Martin saying, "All right, go Pack, go,
go Pack, go!"
Right
here we go. Raiders now returning to punt as we start the second quarter, and AJ Cole booting it up. It's in the air, and that's a fair catch. Jaden Reed again, the returner, right around the 10-yard line. So out comes Love, 14:53 in the.
Steve saying my source of Barry getting fired is my dreams last few nights.
Maybe you got some psychic powers. It's I know a lot of people would be quite happy if your dreams happen to come true.
All right, Packers are in the huddle right now. Let's see what we got. Okay. We don't know what we got.
No, we're going to show the Raiders getting real close and chatting instead. All right, Love under center, drops back, fake to the running back, and complete. Oh!
I don't know if that's going to be a first. He might have stepped out of bounds.
Regardless, it was play action to the running back. Looked like Patrick Taylor, who was actually in on that snap, and then completed it on a little out to tight end Ben Sims, who then broke the tackle from Raiders corner Marcus Peters and just kept trudging down the field right around the first down line. But Ben Sims, the pickup from the Vikings right at the 53 cut down day, being impactful in the offensive programming. Love to see it. Love now in shotgun for the new set of downs from the 22-yard line. Love takes the snap, hands it off to Patrick Taylor, who is swallowed by Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Here's the frustrating thing. They didn't even run it to Max Crosby's side. Crosby ran around his blocker and still got to the running back that quickly. Yeah. Bless it. Oh.
Yeah.
They were even running it away from Crosby. You cannot allow that to happen.
Oh, no.
I think that was Kraft.
It didn't even look like anybody touched him.
Yeah,
like anybody even.
I think that was Kraft's man to shift over and get, but Kraft Cheese Man messed that one up.
Second and 13. Love is in trouble. We got a quick pass.
He dumps it off to Patrick Taylor, who's just beyond the line, going to go down for about a gain of 3 on the quick completion.
Probably a 3rd and 10.
There are
not a good start to the second quarter.
3rd and 11 now, officially for Green Bay. 13-10 to go in the half. Yeah, if you don't even run it to Crosby's side, you can't allow him to blow up the play. Yeah, that was rough blocking there by the Packers. I think it was Tucker Kraft. All right, so Love now in shotgun, no running backs with him. 4 receivers off to the right, 2 off to the left. And okay, that was garbage.
Horrible pass.
So Love throws outright to Taylor, who had very little prayer of gaining 11 yards on that anyways. The pass was 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, or thereabouts. And ball falls to the ground, incomplete. 4th and 11. The Irishman going to be coming out to punt.
What is our 3rd down conversion rate? I feel like it's horrible.
Earlier in the season, it was one of the best in the NFL. In full transparency, I haven't checked it this week at all. I'm curious to know where we sit now.
Yeah, because I feel like
earlier in the year, we were one of the best in the NFL. Yeah. I can say that. And there goes the punt, down at about the 37 of Vegas. Okay, so the Raiders are going to have some of the more favorable field position that they've had in this game yet. Max Crosby pretty much messed up that drive for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Googly moogly.
Question from Chris Hand. If you could come up with your own play, what would you call it? Hint, yes, make it funny.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is all you, honey.
All right, give me some time to think. I see Iweska's got one up there.
Oh, as a, opposite to our earlier question, most overrated defensive player so far?
It's kind of hard to say overrated because the Packers defense on the whole has just been like trashed on for multiple weeks. What the?
Yep, I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's our first one of those. That's fun. Okay, so I think I would just say this. One of the more disappointing players to this juncture, I would actually go Kenny Clark. And I hate to even say that because I am a big Kenny Clark fan, but he was very, very present in week 1 against Chicago.
Scott agrees with you.
Oh, hey, thanks, Scott. But he's been really quiet. Now, it's apparent here that he's making an impact already tonight, more so than he has done in the last month. But for being a player of Kenny Clark's stature, for the fact that Devontae Wyatt has been making plays. I mean, Wyatt's pressure rate is good, better than Clark's, frankly. So I don't know as if it's a matter of Clark is getting all of the attention on the D-line as he has in the past. I just think Clark hasn't been as impactful as we've generally seen 5 weeks into the season. So I don't necessarily want to say like overrated. We know he can do it. I think to this point, he's been kind of the most disappointing defender is what I would go with.
All right. Ayahuasca asking, what are your honest thoughts on Bisaccia?
That he is a better motivator, person, CEO style coach than he is special teams coordinator. I have more thoughts that I'll talk about maybe at halftime or so, but I do really like that question. I can dive into it a little bit. So maybe at halftime. Here we go. Garoppolo under center. He does indeed hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs, who squirts through a hole in the line and gets forward to about 9 until he's met by Isaiah McDuffie and a few others. And not quite a first down for Vegas, but certainly makes second down quite a bit easier.
2nd and 1.
Lake Hebels, yeah, I see your point there. Clark is also having to play like 70% of snaps again. Yeah, and that's a very, very fair point. It really is, and there's no doubt that it's taken a toll on Clark. But still, yeah, quick QB sneak for Garoppolo, gains about 3. That's going to be a first down for Vegas. At right about midfield, right about on the 50. And that's a very, very fair point. Men of Kenny Clark's size are not supposed to be playing as many snaps as he has been. But still, if we're talking whose name hasn't been called enough for actually disrupting, whose name haven't we called enough for making stops in the run game, I'd have to go Kenny above anyone else to this point so far in the year. Quick pitch out to Jacobs. Jacobs was going to throw it back to Garoppolo and then said, nope. And then
missed tackle from...
So Jacobs, they basically tried to play the 4th down play from a few weeks ago for Green Bay where like they pitch it out to the running back and then running back throws it back to the quarterback, right? Well, Garoppolo pitches to Jacobs, the running back. He's going to throw it back to Garoppolo until he sees TJ Slayton just in his face. And then he goes, no, and pulls the ball back down. Basically falls into the arms of Kinsley Anigbari, who's also right there.
You know,
and loses a bunch of stupid play.
It's nice to see other teams try and trick play and not
Lord.
do well. Oh, ooh, there we go.
2nd and 13 for the Raiders. Garoppolo drops back. No one's open, so he tries to scramble. Preston is there to meet him as he begins. Garoppolo maybe falls forward for a gain of 1 or 2, but Preston Smith making the tackle.
Go.
3rd and 11 officially, 10:20 to go now in the second quarter.
Like to see it. All right, we got like couple saying, good news, called for corner blitz. Bad news, Madden set it on cooldown. Wait, Joe, you got Madden on here?
He's hitting the ask coach button every play. All right, Garoppolo under center drops back.
More pressure. Oh,
and it's a halfback screen, which is not
I don't know.
Shouldn't be enough for a first down. We're going to see where they mark it. Completion to Amir Abdullah on the halfback screen. Green Bay just looked not ready for that in the simplest of terms. It shouldn't be a first down, though. Yeah, officially it's going to go down as 4th and 1. So are we going to see a tush push? We'll see now what the Raiders try to do here. Yeah, a couple inches. Garoppolo was in shotgun, then got... Yeah, okay, there it is. So Garoppolo was in shotgun for 4th and inches. Then he went walking up behind center, took the snap, fell forward, QB sneak, first down. I mean, the Raiders needed like nothing, so.
Oh.
What?
So
What?
Las Vegas challenged it before they did the QB sneak.
Oh.
Because they didn't like the spot.
Well, that's convenient.
So QB sneak does not count.
Good.
I think they're trying to say that, yeah.
They're trying to say that Abdullah should have gotten the first down right here. Oh, and he does kind of fall over on bodies, not the ground. Yeah, we're going to see where they actually mark that. Because you can tell as Abdullah's going down, he does indeed kind of roll off of Quay Walker and even McDuffie's helmet before he touches the ground.
See,
they might have an argument there.
I mean, regardless of this, they're getting a first down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice that they're wasting a challenge on this, though it doesn't really matter because they're going to win the challenge. But still, you know.
Yeah, first down. Yeah. All right, so it is overruled. Or, yeah, the play is switched, or the determination on the field is switched. That gives the Raiders a 1st and 10 now.
Ayahuasca saying, let's trade for Devontae at halftime. He can play for us in the second half.
I'm down. I miss Devontae.
I know. And he's not happy.
I miss him for a lot more than just his production. I mean, that man was a leader through and through. Garoppolo so far 5 of 6 for 66 yards according to the telecast.
A couple saying McDaniels looks like the type of guy in school who watched football once and now thinks he's a jack.
All right, so Garoppolo does indeed hand off to Josh Jacobs, who cuts through the middle of the line, gains about 6, and that's going to set up officially 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. 9:25 to go in the half. I mean, thus far on the whole, I think you've got to be relatively happy with the Packers' run defense. I mean, right there, Jacobs' stats now on the screen: 6 carries, 13 yards, only a 2.2 average. Thus far, I think you got to be pretty happy with it. But can it hold in key moments? That's going to be the big thing.
All right, quick pass and a gain of nada.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was basically a modified screen there to Jacobs, who gains nothing. But if you're watching the telecast, you just saw Quay Walker walking into the medical tent. That ain't good. That's not good. Okay, wonder what's going on with him.
Unfortunate. Really.
3rd and 5 now for Garoppolo and the Raiders from about the 35. Garoppolo in shotgun takes the snap, rolls back a little bit, and finds Jacoby Myers, who's open between multiple zone defenders. That's about a gain of 10 and a Raider first down. I'm going to assume that was zone coverage, but it was zone coverage too far back. So Garoppolo, they're showing the replay now. Garoppolo takes the snap.
Playing too deep.
Oh, and Jair is angry over on the other side of the field. That tells me someone might have done something. Oh, and it was Nixon. Okay. All right. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 25.
Oh, and there's a flag on the play. They're pointing at the Packers.
Everybody's pointing at Kenny.
And Kenny goes,
Yeah, my bad.
Big body. Move forward. There's no stop.
Right, it's gravity. It's not a penalty, it's gravity. Yeah, that one's on Kenny. All right, so that's going to make it 1st and 5 now for the Raiders.
Woo. Kenny. Can't do that, man.
Just trying to time the snap, and he did a little early.
Yeah.
7:35 to go in the half now for the Raiders as they're trying to tie this thing up at least. They're on the 20 now And it's a handoff to Jacobs. Jacobs gets swarmed
Gain
by
of maybe
Gary is there.
2.
Brooks is there. Eric Wilson is there. Gain of only a couple, setting up second, and
was-
still pretty short.
Very good stop, though.
Steve is real. Yeah. Saying, clap my hands like Miyagi. To David Danielson. Right? Send all the positive vibes to Quay Walker right now. You're going to need him back. Nicely done. Sean Gary making the play on that one. 2nd and 2 for the Raiders officially now. Garoppolo under center. Raiders got some big bodies in. Handoff to Jacobs.
Stop.
Another
Maybe
one.
a gain of 1.
TJ Slayton looked like he got in there first. Carl Brooks, the actual one to bring down Jacobs, it looked like predominantly. That's going to set up 3rd and 1. Holy goodness.
So we are 3rd and 1, getting dangerously close to the end zone. 2nd quarter yet. We got 6 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Indeed.
Until halftime.
Indeed. The Raiders just plodding down the field on this drive.
3rd and 1. Let's see if we can.
Big body versus big body there. And they do an end around to Jacoby Myers, who I think Rasul did it.
I don't know. It's really, really close. 4th and 1, according to the telecast. We'll see if that sticks.
So they didn't end around to Myers, but Myers was met by Rasul Douglas. Rasul is definitely the one who made the open field read there. I think he got him. I think this is going to be 4th down officially. Yeah. It's all right. So 4th and 1.
All right,
looks
big
like
bodies.
half yard
Let's
to
go.
Garoppolo walking up to the line, making adjustments. Devontae out to the far right. We got people in motion, and it's another end around to a wide receiver, and it's good enough for a first
down. I mean,
the Raiders receivers off to the left got a good enough push for a wide receiver coming behind them at full speed to still go forward for a couple yards. And that's that. So Carter gets a couple. Hey.
All
right. 4:50 to go in the half. Another handoff to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs gaining maybe 4. Bodies just flying
everywhere.
TJ Slayton with the with the baby pacifier mouth guard. Anybody else see that? That looked like straight up like a pacifier there, or a nutch, as my 3-year-old used to say. Okay, whatever. 2nd and 6 now for the Raiders. .418 to go.
On the 9?
On the 9.
Oh, no.
Garoppolo in shotgun.
And it's touchdown.
Touchdown Raiders to Jacoby Myers. And you'll never guess what defense the Packers are playing there. You'll never guess. I just know it. It's not like they were playing a really backed off zone or anything like that.
LeKebbles, the tablet wasn't working.
Yeah, man. LeKebble, I thought you were in charge of this tonight. Man. Have Joe Barry hit the Ask Coach button or something, because that just wasn't good. I will say, though, just on the whole, as Daniel Carlson, Anders' brother, lines up to kick extra point, and that is good. I will just say, on the whole, it's going to get very, very tough if Quay Walker, yeah, he's just wide open, middle of a zone. I mean, why not? Why not when you're, within like 10 yards of the goal line, should you go with this multi-layered zone that leaves the middle of the field where Garoppolo throws more often than any other throw, or basically any other quarterback in the league? Why not leave that wide open? It's not like Garoppolo's 80% of his throws are across the middle in the short and intermediate or anything. Not like even a lowly little podcaster was able to look that up on PFF. Come on now.
Scott saying, fire Barry. Replace him with Preston Smith.
It's just annoying at this point. All right. LeKebble saying, hold up, I'm on offense. I'm Madden right now. It switched over, man.
Right?
Come on.
With it. Commando saying, okay, that was the defense that we have all been used
It's
to.
just frustrating. Like they stop the run. They do a good enough job on the run that like entire drive. And then finally the Raiders get close to the end zone. And what do? You leave the middle and intermediate part of the field just wide open against a quarterback whose entire career has been made from throwing into the middle of the field. Without words on that one, friends.
Like I was saying, hey, we didn't get beat deep. What else you want from me? Oh, Tim, this defense is contagious.
I wouldn't mind getting beat deep once in a while if it means you can stop the other 5 drives from death by 1,000 paper cuts. I mean, maybe we go back and look at that play again. Maybe somebody messed up. Maybe somebody fell. Maybe Rasul's wearing the wrong cleats again. Like, who the freak knows? But look.
Or Nixon. Nixon seems to be tripping all over today. Get on your dang feet. Can't play defense if you're on the ground.
All it was like the simplest route in football. Just a quick slant in front of the safeties because there was no one underneath to break it up. Just nonsense. Just absolute indefensible nonsense. Goodness. All right, well, the Packers are now losing in this game 7-3. But hey, we do get the ball back. There is enough time to still do something here. 4:09 in the half.
Steve saying, I can say if Barry gets fired, they can use the 2 weeks for the new defensive coordinator to learn more. Sounds like a plan to me. Yeah.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, Steve. Still just don't see it happening. Look at the good. Come on.
Yeah. And then, yeah, even if you are playing that deep, you got to get up there sooner. He starts going way too late.
Rudy, I gave you accolades before for being the most underrated defender, and then you do that. Shouldn't have been 10 yards off in the first place, but regardless.
Mm-hmm. All right, offense. We got to score.
All right, here we go. Play action to Dylan. Jordan Love then tries throwing over the middle, doing it in Jimmy G impersonation, and he did it in more ways than one, throwing an interception to Spillane, the Raiders linebacker. So the Raiders, already with a 7-3 lead and 4 minutes to go in the half, are going to be taking over with the ball
again,
real close to the end zone. So if they've got the ball on the 14, we'll put our defenders 15 back and then just see what happens.
Remember how I said we need to score? Mm-hmm. We need to score.
Yeah, I think Love just straight up didn't see Spillane there. I mean, the linebacker didn't even really move. Like, he was just chilling in his zone coverage. Love threw it over the top of the line. I just think Love didn't even see the linebacker at all because he was there the whole time.
Oh my gosh, look at that positioning.
They've got the ball on the 7-yard line. They run the ball with Josh Jacobs. Jacobs
for a loss of one.
Hey,
that's what we like. Do
it
again and again and again and again.
Hold them to the field goal at least.
2nd and goal. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Lordy.
Just frustrating.
Scott wants you to take over for Barry. I'm in favor.
I'm on it.
I'd like the paycheck.
Email Mark Murphy. Yeah, no kidding.
Solve a lot of problems.
2nd and goal, 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Garoppolo in shotgun takes the snap, throws out left to Jacobs.
Great.
There we go. Nixon making a clean open field tackle, getting Jacobs down to the ground. Gain of maybe 1 if they even give that to him. Nixon with a nice play there. Credit where it's due.
Kebble's saying apparently Joe Barry and LaFleur in real life just almost fell over, according to fan tweets, as they should.
Oh, I'm sure.
Stop falling.
I'm sure.
Like I told Mixon, can't play when you're on the ground. Can't make good decisions when you're on the ground. Get on your feet. Get your head out of your butt.
All right, here we go. Garoppolo, play action.
Ooh,
thrown over to Jacob.
Very nice tip.
Not Jacob, so it's to Carter, but Preston Smith getting his arms up, deflecting that ball. And that's going to bring on a field goal attempt for Daniel Carlson. So, hey, Packer defense. That's how you play a little bit more goal line D.
Right.
Nicely done. I mean, full credit where it's due. That was a very nice stand by the Packer defense to make sure that the Raiders weren't punching that ball in from 7 yards out. So now Carlson's going to try to make this a 10-3 game in favor of the Raiders, but the defense stood tall there. Can't deny that one little bit. Carlson kick and good as the Raiders now take a 10-3 lead. So let's see here. Steven saying, where the hell is Dobbs and Reed? Good question. Well, I mean, when you run the ball like 4 times as much as you have in any other game, something's got to give, right? I think we're seeing the give. Ayahuasca, the more I see Love, the less impressed I am. I get it. I think the only thing that I'd say really is, one, we very much expected ups and downs, right? Like the way that Love played in the first couple weeks of the season, we're all like, oh, damn, Love is him. Like, we got a quarterback, right? And now it's like, oh, okay, we're seeing a few more mess ups. Well, that's the ups and downs we were referring to, right? So we are seeing it. The other thing that I would say is, I think on that play, he just straight up didn't see the linebacker. On the whole, in terms of his play, though, he has been victim to having no real running game to speak of, to having not his full complement of receivers at full capacity until tonight for the first time. So I'm still a Love believer, but I think our expectations are falling back down to where they maybe always should have been, in terms of it's going to be highly volatile in his first year starting, not unlike other Green Bay Packer quarterbacks in their first years. So
Miserable Goat saying, is Love colorblind, or does he just love the other team?
Well, like I said, I think on that play, you just straight up didn't see the linebacker. But in terms of turnovers, I mean, look, like Love last week, one of the interceptions was deflected. To this point on the year, he's got 8 touchdowns versus only 3 picks. One of them last week was a deflection. The other one last week, his receiver straight up ran a hot route when he was not supposed to. So 2/3 of those interceptions for Love are tough to say that they're truly 100% on Love. Now, this one tonight, yeah, totally. He just didn't see him. I don't think there's any question about that. But, I mean, at least like a good half of interception count now is maybe not on him. So, just things to keep in mind.
The couple saying Joey badass returns. Like couple saying Dobbs and Reed are on the bench until 5 minutes from now.
Actually, I'm confused like Hubbles. I don't know. I'm over with you on that one. There we go. Kickoff is over the head of Nixon. Packers are going to take over with the ball on the 25. 2:32 to go in the half.
Steven saying, not complaining about running the ball, but if you're going to pass, you need to check the seam and edge. Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, you're right. That is a fact. Yes, indeed.
And as Scott is saying, offensive line isn't helping Love either.
No, protection tonight hasn't been awful.
No.
But like if you want to look at the Detroit game, yeah, McMahon was running for his life.
Pocket was collapsing within seconds.
I mean, that was horrendous protection all last week. But I will say, though, like with the return of Elton Jenkins, John Runyon Jr. being healthier this week, the line has not been deficient today, at least.
And Dylan is going nowhere.
And just as I say that, Dylan gets a handoff in the backfield and is collapsed upon. He ran straight into 3 Raiders who were already there for him, one of them being Mad Max Crosby. That's going to be a loss of a few. Oh, Rasheed Walker stood no chance against Crosby on that.
Keppel saying the thing is people have tape
My
on Jordan
goodness.
now. They will attack his preferences and see how he adjusts.
That's a really fair point, too,
Yeah.
Blake Hubbles. I mean, what I really thought of or said, but that's a very legitimate point. Like, it's the tape is out on him now. So it's up to Jordan to adapt, and the best ones always do.
Chris saying, don't no one be saying nothing when Love starts using his legs running for a touchdown.
It's true, and that's a welcome development in Green Bay, too. I just think we can be, we can be disappointed. We can be down after he throws a pick. But the Jordan Love evaluation is not in individual games as a first-year starter. It's not in even a string of games. Jordan Love was always going to be assessed on this entire season to say whether he's the guy or not. And this entire season is going to have high highs and low lows. It's the nature of the beast with a young quarterback. And I know he's in year 4. He's not that young. I get it. But it is his first time really playing, and that does count for something. So I'm not all out defending him. That interception to the Raiders was bad. I think it's just it's important to be realistic in this context.
Keppel's saying an offense built around having a good defense, a defense built around an offense scoring.
Yeah, kind of. That's a little bit of what's going on, right? Like, you've got the bend but don't break defense paired with an offense that is very much in transition and not scoring enough points.
Really
That's a really, really bad mix. Like, philosophically speaking, those two things don't jive. If you're going to have an offense that's going to be wildly inconsistent and take its stutter steps, you probably need to have an aggressive D to carry the team while the offense goes through its ups and downs. You can't have a D that you know is going to give up a certain amount of things because they're bend but don't break with an offense that may not ever score to keep up. So it's a very, very poor mix between offense and defense right now. Miserable Goat saying, so in other words, Love suffering PTSD from the Lions game. Probably a little bit. Yeah, he got his world rocked in Detroit a lot. So, yeah, I think that's fair.
Ayahuasca saying Max Crosby gives off Fremont Street vibes.
Yeah, he's right at home in Vegas, I think, in a lot of different ways. All right, here we go.
Second and 11.
Shotgun. Takes the snap, looking for somewhere. He's looking left,
He's
looking
got
right.
pressure.
He's got
He's
nobody.
running.
He's rolling right, and eventually throws to Patrick
Incomplete
Taylor at about
pass.
the line of scrimmage, incomplete as Taylor can't haul it in. 3rd and 11 now coming up for Green Bay. Minute 53 to go in the half.
We need a reset. Need to reconnect.
Well, they need to get away from Max Crosby, as the highlights are showing right now.
Yes. Accurate.
All right. Chris saying, right when I spoke about Love running, my words went down my throat after those sacks. No more cheese for me. Love taking the snap, 3rd and 11, and he finds his tight end, who is wrapped up. Oh, Musgrave gets the catch.
But can't go anywhere.
No. And frankly, look, if you're a tight end as athletic as Musgrave, you got to be able to shake off tackles from the secondary. You just have to be. You're big, you're fast, you're strong. You can't allow yourself to be brought down by a zone corner or zone safety right away. And that is a little bit of something from Musgrave in college. He went down too easily. So that's one thing he's got to get in tow. Speaking of tow, Dan Whelan punts it away. And, it's going to be returned at about the 20. Oh, and then he is met at the 23 by Jonathan Owens and Tucker Kraft, bringing him down. Raiders going to take over with the ball at the 23, 55 seconds to go in the half.
Keppel saying, I think Goody planned well. 99% of odds said that they would have 2 first-round picks this summer to move for a QB if they needed. Not saying they need to move on, but they did plan well.
Right. The Rodgers trade set them up to go down any avenue they so choose, depending on Jordan Love this year, right? Because you're right. Yeah, 99% chance that they were going to have a first-round pick from the Jets. And then wherever the Packers pick lies, it still gives you 2 firsts next year. And then, of course, the Rodgers injury makes it what will hopefully be an early second. But nonetheless, right, like the plan for the Packers was, okay, we're going to go into this year. We're going to see how it goes. Like, we got youth everywhere. We know it. It's going to be up and down. They're going to play great sometimes. They're going to play awful sometimes. Most of the time in the same game, we're going to see that kind of variance. But if Jordan Love isn't the guy, great. Then we probably have an earlier first-round pick plus the Jets' later first-round pick in all likelihood to give us a ton of flexibility to go up and get one of the top college quarterbacks this year, of which there are several. Or Jordan Love is that dude, shows out in spite of maybe not having the best cast around him or very inconsistent cast around him, becomes the guy, right? Well, then you've got 2 first-round picks to go get some additional weapons, shore up a spot on the defense, get better protection, depending on David Bakhtiari's knee, et cetera, right? Like, the plan was, in its full fruition, was smart because it gives the Packers avenues to go down. But it's a 2-year plan, not a 1-year plan. We're at like the halfway point in the plan. They have the picks, but we're in the assessment phase thus far. So, Steve, John, my bro, I still say Myers needs to go. I get it. The only thing that I'll say is Myers is a lot more competent when he has good guard play next to him, like in the form of Elton Jenkins. Myers last week was a problem, and he looked exposed. And a lot of times Myers was trying to cover for Royce Newman. Myers plays a lot better when the guards are intact around Myers, as he should, right? Myers is still pretty good at pass pro, but run blocking is not his bag. And the Packers have to see that by this point, that it just isn't coming around like they hoped. Garoppolo under centers, 2 split, now 3 split, right? And it's another end around to Carter.
For lots of 1.
Nothing. Isaiah McDuffie plays that like a textbook and shoves Carter right out of bounds. That's going to be about a 1-yard loss. Nice.
Scott asking, does it seem like receivers are not getting open?
Yes. To put that real simply, Scott,
yeah.
Yes. I think that there has been, it's like one of 2 things, right? 1, they're schemed to be wide open, or 2, every single throw is a contested catch, right? It's like they're either wide open or it's a contested catch. That's all we've seen from the Packers offense thus far. And to this juncture, Christian Watson is probably the best contested catch receiver on the team. And he's played 20 snaps this year thus far. And then, of course, these first 2 quarters here. So on the whole, Scott, yeah, I think that's a huge problem. That receivers are not getting open enough. Yeah, I'm completely with you on that. 2nd and 10, and Garoppolo under in shotgun drops
lots
back.
Of pressure. Chucks it off for an incomplete pass.
Nixon in coverage. We'll take it. 3rd and 10 now for the Raiders. 42 seconds to go in the half.
All right. All right.
About 20 left on the play clock.
42 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 10.
All right. Here we go. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Garoppolo still pointing all over, licking his fingers. Takes the snap and shotgun. And looking, dancing in the pocket, eventually finds Jacoby Myers in the middle. Myers kind of surrounded by Nixon, McDuffie, and others.
Or a first down.
Yeah, they got it. So 31 seconds to go in the half now as the Raiders convert third down. And Jacoby Myers indeed made that catch sliding on the ground. Whew. Yeah, quality catch by Myers.
Yeah.
And there he was, open. Because the closest defender to Jacoby Myers was Isaiah McDuffie, who is not a coverage backer. Nope. Just not his deal.
All right. Ayahuasca asking, now that we've seen Love for 5 games, do you have a comp for his play?
Kinda. I'll discuss at halftime. All right. Raiders in shotgun. Garoppolo dropping back. Come on. Oh, there we go. We got some motion. Yep. Garoppolo in shotgun. There's the snap. Garoppolo dropping back. Fixed on the middle and right side of the field. And he hits Jacoby Myers across the middle again.
For another first down.
For another first down. Good Lord.
Oh.
And Savage has got a limp. Oh, Savage is not able to put a lot of weight
pressure
on that left foot. That's not good either.
He is hopping off the sideline. What is wrong?
So Alexander was the one in coverage by Myers. So Alexander was in coverage for Myers, and Alexander was there. Savage was the help over the top. Savage came in a little off to the side of Myers and then wound up pulling up with a limp. Eric Wilson finishing off the tackle on Myers. Nonetheless, another first down for the Raiders and another timeout.
Just the worst season
for
player health.
Garoppolo, empty set, takes the snap and shotgun. Quick
pass.
Quick pass across the middle on a quick slant. He hits, I think that's Hunter Renfrow.
And they are moving. They are
going no huddle.
Oh.
For a spike. Stopping the clock at 15 seconds left in the half. Raiders with no timeouts left now, according to the telecast. So that would be the reason for the spike.
We have 3rd and 3.
Yeah, just a super simple, quick little slant. It's, when done well, it's one of the most lethal plays in football. Yep, Renfrow makes the catch. Nixon was in completion. Ford over the top. 3rd and 3 for the Raiders now. 15 seconds to go in the half.
Play clock is going down.
What do we got? Oh, the Packers take a timeout. Hey, look at that. We're going to make a defensive adjustment as the Packers take a timeout.
All right.
All right, let's catch up on a couple, shall we?
Let's see. McKnight saying, do you have a Luke Tenuta injury update during a game must need blocking?
Not a ton to this point, Mick. He's still on injured reserve. He is doing some limited practices now. Still on injured reserve. Still going to be a little bit of time, I would think, before we see Tenuta.
All right. And Jimmy Garoppolo snapped throws it away for a 4th and 3. 12 seconds left in the second half. Casey Knapp saying, also, there is no time to develop routes.
I think that was very much the case against Detroit. I personally wouldn't say that that's been the case week in and week out. I mean, keep in mind, earlier in the year, like Packers were the #1 pass blocking O-line in the NFL. And Love did have a bunch of time earlier in the year. And today, even, Love's time hasn't been bad. So, I mean, of course, those two things kind of work together. But what do we got?
Green Bay's taking a timeout before a 53-yard field goal attempt.
So, yeah, I'm sure there is a little bit to that, but I would say against Detroit, that certainly has a lot of validity. Other weeks, I don't think that's nearly as much the case. I think receivers just aren't getting that open to this point. And they're babies. It is what it is. Just like that little guy. 53-yard attempt now for Daniel Carlson as the Raiders try to take a 13-3 lead.
Will be his first 50-plus yard
And
attempt.
he missed.
It is no good.
Missed. That's no good. So the game starts at 10-3.
Oh, and the baby's crying. I do believe that is Carlson's family.
It is. Yeah, that's his dad.
And the baby's crying.
And then, given that the little boy is in a Raiders shirt, I'm going to just speculate that's Carlson's son, who is actively crying that the field goal was wayward and missed.
Yeah. All right. Raiders are definitely using end arounds away from Tay to get the secondary to bite for second half Tay plays.
Yeah. You can tell the Raiders are not running a Devontae-centric game plan right now, right? Because they knew that the Packers would walk in very much focused on their old wide receiver. And yeah, that's what we got thus far. 7 seconds to go. Love in shotgun takes the snap.
Ooh,
and he rolls
running.
right as Max Crosby beats the protection.
And he's still running.
And he's running.
And he's going. And he's going out.
And are they going to get one more snap? The telecast says halftime. Love wondering if he gets one more play because he ran out of bounds. And halftime.
Yep.
Halftime it is. Raiders up 10-3. Well, hey, look at this way. We got the bad half out of the way. Right? Like the Packers are a second half
horrible.
Team. In fact, I saw a little thing earlier today that in terms of second half points per game, the Green Bay Packers are number 1 in the NFL with like 19.3 second half points per game. So like, this is the Packers' time now, right? Like coming out of the half, this is when they remember how to play football. So, hey, down 10-3 is what it is.
Scott saying Rodgers didn't have a good year when Nelson got injured. No one got open. Seems familiar.
That was one of the most frustrating freaking years. Yeah, but it's truth. It's truth. Receivers can't get open. You can't do a whole lot.
Don saying this doesn't look good. Hope we're better in the second half. Can't get much worse, can it? This is our half.
I don't know.
Don't say that. But this is our half. We can come. This is a lot better standings going into our half.
Yes.
Than last week. So
yes.
I will take it 10-3 versus what was it last week at halftime?
A lot more than 10-3. It feels right. Okay. All right. It feels almost worse than the score actually shows. And part of that is because some of the things we've been frustrated about are still frustrating at this point right now. Right. And that gives the feel that like things are going worse than they are. We're seeing a lot of stagnation out of the offense. We're seeing an inability to move the ball down the field. The Packers aren't running particularly well. Yeah, that sucks. And still they're down only 10-3. Defensively, they gave up the one very, very frustrating touchdown pass to Jacoby Myers or the completion across the middle to Myers. They have got to shore up along the middle. It is tough to cover the middle without Devondre Campbell and Quay Walker. I know injuries aren't an excuse, but like, let's be real. Not all players are the same ability level. So I think the game feels worse than it is because the things going wrong are the things that always seem to go wrong. And that's very, very frustrating because we're watching this team continue to not be able to do those things. On the plus side, though, run defense has been a lot better than it has in recent weeks, which it needed to against this team. So we'll take it. And Devontae's not beating them. So
Devontae's had one catch just the entire first half. And one target, too. He hasn't even been targeted for that matter.
Yeah.
Miserable goat, and there goes our defense playing quarterly once again.
Ups and downs.
Chris saying the whole thought of Jimmy working behind Brady just makes me mad. I can't wait for him to get sacked so I can scream, he bleeds! He's not human.
No, and he's tied for first in the NFL with 6 interceptions this year, and yet, our defense isn't making him throw under pressure.
Freddie saying fire LaFleur and Barry.
Oh, I think we're a very, very long ways away from that, Freddie. I think LaFleur is still very, very secure in his job. Joe Barry probably getting a little warm, but I think LaFleur is very safe this year.
All right, we got Dan saying, does Vegas have more players on defense? They seem to have 3 or 4 guys around our receivers on almost every pass.
It's frustrating, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah. Except whenever we want to run, they also seem to be there too.
Now, if you were to ask me, we've talked about this a bit this week. If you were to ask me why the Packers aren't doing that, I'm going to tell you it's because they're spaced out too far. And frankly, they're doing a better job tonight of having multiple defenders around the ball carrier than they have most other weeks this season. So it's an improvement, but the Packers style of defense does not lend itself to having multiple players around the ball. It just doesn't. They're spaced out too far. And you're seeing some of the results.
LeKebble's saying LaFleur seems to be focusing on Taylor. Guess we found the Jones plays.
Yeah, I mean, with what you were saying, right? If the whole game plan was based around Aaron Jones, and then Aaron Jones unexpectedly couldn't go, that throws some real friction into the game plan, doesn't it? So, yeah, I guess it's what we're seeing. Then I think they're just tired of what's going on with A.J. Dillon, even though he did run better in the first drive than he has most other times this year. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Steve saying, why am I feeling the force or my spidey senses are tingling and telling me we will trade for Jonathan Taylor?
Buddy, you got to put down your spidey senses.
That in your dreams.
Because it's done. Jonathan Taylor signed a 3-year extension with the Colts. I think it was on Saturday for 3 years, $42 million with 26 guaranteed. He is staying a Colt. There is those are phantom tingles, sir, because the Packers are not going to be trading for Jonathan Taylor this year. Those dreams are done.
Miserable Goat asking, is Love falling off or the game plan is just that bad?
Well, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's necessarily either or. It's a little bit of everything, like in total, right? Like we've been talking about the wide receivers, right? Well, they're not getting particularly open. The Packers, I didn't look to update it this week, but the Packers, at least as of last week, were one of the worst teams in the NFL when it came to contested catch rates in terms of actually securing and coming down with the ball in what's been deemed a contested catch. That doesn't help a young quarterback. And at the same time, what can you expect of these wide receivers who are just babies running around out there, most of them being rookies? Christian Watson finally fully coming back tonight. We've yet to see him have an impact. It's just, not to mention too, it's difficult to get a pass game going when you can't run the ball. So like it's just this whole thing. It's not just the game plan. It's not just Love. It's not just the receivers. It's not just the run game. It's the fact that something has gone wrong in all of it that leads to just this overall offensive deficiency. And that, to some degree, is to be expected with how young the Packers are, right? The Packers, in terms of their wide receiving core, have the second youngest wide receiver group since 1990. Second youngest. The only one younger than them was for the Browns in like 2016, and they happened to go 0-16. So like that, it's all just ingredients into this stew of nonsense right now offensively for the Packers.
Tyler, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you,
I
Tyler.
was high on both Laporta and Meyer pre-draft, but Green Bay takes the guy off a torn MCL and has shown zero after the catchability. Ghosts seem to tackle him.
Yeah, right. And that's the big knock on Musgrave. And it was coming out too. It was the fact that here you've got this big dude, ultra fast, who doesn't break tackles. And that was one of the best examples we've seen this year yet. I don't wonder if Musgrave, and it's really early to say this, I get that, 100%. I don't wonder if Musgrave is going to find himself in like the glorified receiver type role sometime. And that's wild speculation. It's way too early to say that. But if this continues of him not being able to run through any form of contact at all, then it's at least a question that needs to be up for the conversation. Or you got to figure too that in regards of shaking defenders off, maybe his ceiling is someone like a Travis Kelce. I'm not saying he's going to be Kelce. Okay. What I am saying though is Travis Kelce was not exactly, or has never been, Rob Gronkowski, where he throws everyone off of him, right? He breaks some tackles, breaks the easier ones. He's not the most difficult dude to bring down in the NFL. He's just bigger and faster than everybody.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe that's Musgrave.
Hello, Tom Grassy fans. We are getting raided by the Grassy Posy.
I see that now. Holy crap.
Hello.
Hey, the Grassy Posy is here. Hello, Tom and company. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lombardi Time Brews. I'm Jon. This is partner in life, partner in pod, Claudia.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining us here for our watch party. Awesome to have you guys here. So thank you, Grassy Posy. Thank you, Tom. Very nice to see everybody here. So it do me like while you're here.
Subscribe.
Help us out. It should help a little. But thanks so much. Very, very cool. Thanks, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Okay, now we can't keep up at all.
I know.
Tom, is this what your streams are like all the time, man?
How do you do
this? Jeez. That's really cool. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, man. Grassy Posy raid. What's up, Grassy Posy? Thanks so much for joining us here on Lombardi Time Brews. Hey, you know what? Here, sub to the channel. Do some, like
You just got called Jason Kelsey. It's honestly very, very.
I know.
I love it.
Do look a lot of. Oh, you do.
I do.
All right. Yeah. I'll take it. Oh yeah. Thank you. I see some comments about our background. Thank you. Hey y'all, I put out episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So come out, swing by. Really, really cool. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Packers not exactly performing how we like, but hey, this is nice. So thanks everybody. Weather guy. Let's go Buffalo. We got some Bills fans in here. Oh, we got a Raiders fan in here.
I see some Packer.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of Packer fans here. There's the Justin Kelsey comment. Hey, John Clay. Hey, Dean. How you doing? I have the same old school Packer statues. Yeah, right? These ones, right? The Lombardi era ones. Love those ones. One of the coolest things I've got.
Got some Chiefs, got some Vikings, some Jets.
I love it. Chris saying, I love it when John goes full-time and talks to us about the game and details. I'm expecting next him to wear glasses with a fire pit in the background. Well, damn. I'm
of whiskey
all for it, right? Give me just a little glass and a fire. We can do fireside chats about the Packers. I'm down, Chris. I'm all about it. So awesome. Hey, we got a new subscriber, Jason
Thank
Kelsey
you, Michael,
Light.
for the super chat.
Thank you,
Grassy
Michael.
Posy raid.
Thank you. Definitely will be checking it out. Jacob, I'd love to see that. Thank you. Looks good. You have a great channel. Thank you so much, W Beard. Oh, thank you.
Jason, thank you too. Are so cute. Oh, thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. Let's see. Jason Kelsey Light. Yeah, I think I do weigh a little bit less than Jason Kelsey at this point.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Hi from KC. Greetings from Washington. Miami Dolphins. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everybody for stopping by.
Viva la France.
Viva
Hello,
la
Peter.
Jason Kelsey and Heather Graham. Hello, everybody. We might have to lean into the Jason Kelsey angle on the channel a little bit more, right? You guys are awesome. Thank you, everybody, for swinging by. Chicago here. Got that one now. Go Dolphins. Man, the world just came on by. Thank you so much, everybody. Hit the like button. Grassy Posy, I like that one. Dad Pool, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Tom, you are the man. So thanks, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Like I was saying, if you're a Packer fan, I put out stuff Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do 3 to 4 episodes a week, all Packers content, trying to get through all trying to weed through all the bull crap anyway. But stop on by. I promise my beard isn't going anywhere, and neither is she. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Really, really cool. As the game's getting ready to start off the second half. What's up, everybody? Man, that was fun.
Wow. What? Also, I'm looking over because I got my own screen so I can see and monitor and moderate. Just a raid.
Yeah,
I mean, it is.
Bloodwire Radio saying subbed and likes. So,
thank you.
Yeah, look at that. We got a few subbed and likes.
All
Commander
right.
G-Man, I see that one in there too.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, best Packers content, period, from Commando G-Man.
That's right, Commando. We love you, Commando.
Thank you. Keep up the amazing work, you two. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much Wow.
Love you guys.
Dang.
Awesome.
This was wonderful. Thank you so much, Grassy Posy.
Something
for
like,
stopping
thank
by.
you.
Awesome. You guys are so cool. Thank you so much. Do got to turn a little bit of attention back to the game. If you were on the stream before all that happened and you submitted questions, I'm sorry. They're gone. Like, they're way back. So if you had a question you were waiting on us to talk about, I'm so sorry. If you could just retype it in there.
Or
we will
also,
get to it as the game gets going.
Keep it. We do have content coming this week.
Oh, absolutely.
Can absolutely bring it out there if you don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely. We'll
my
probably do a Q&A later this week too, as we normally do. So
what just happened?
Cool. This was beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. Great to see you here. All right. I think we're back to normal. I went right back to Tom's channel. But yeah, wow, fans from all over. So cool. Thanks, everybody. But like I was saying, if you were here before all of that happened, feel free to just drop a comment again. We'll get back to it as the Raiders take over with the ball on the 25. Yeah. Garoppolo dropping back. Play action. And there we go. Dips it right out to the right. And that's a complete pass for about 8 yards.
All right.
Buckets. That was just so many.
Yeah. Oh my.
All right, back to it. Greg, how many number one draft choices on our defense? I think off the top of my head, 8. I think 8. So yeah, too many to not be playing well. Let's say that, Greg, as the very, very simple answer. But it's true. They've invested a ton of capital defensively, and it just, yeah. So here we go. Garoppolo dropping back. Gary trying to get around the edge. Hey, look, another completion over the middle in the middle of the zone. Eric Wilson making the tackle. Ay.
Come on, man. This is our quarter.
Look, Jimmy Garoppolo throws like 80% of his targets to one spot. And it's the short and intermediate middle of the field. Like 80% of his targets go there. 2 drives in a row now, the Packers are just allowing completion after completion after completion after completion. Good Lord, do something to shore up the middle, which I know is harder done than said without Quay and Campbell, but good Lord.
Do something.
All right, Raiders.
Ooh, that
to
was
Josh
beautiful.
Jacobs. And Kingsley Adegbare making the tackle. That's a loss of about 2 or 3 there. Yeah, officially 3. That's going to set up 2nd and 13.
That was beautiful.
For the Raiders.
All right. Steve saying, thanks for all them people came in because I dropped my hot wings. Not your hot wings. No.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Steve's hot wings. Don Welsh saying, is Rasheed Walker overmatched? Seems like it. What do you think? Hey, Grassy Posy, yeah, go Pack, go. This whiskey's for everyone.
Oh,
that's
Garoppolo
right.
Dropping back, finding someone on the left. Forward. Running forward with the pick.
This is our half, baby.
See, that's the Rudy Ford I was talking about when I said how underrated he was. Beautiful. Nice. That's the one cheese in that section. Yes, I agree. That was good. Rudy Ford cutting through the coverage there, making the play. Whew, like me some Rudy.
All right. Is Rasheed Walker overmatched? Yes or no?
Against Max Crosby? Absolutely, unequivocally. Against most other rushers? No. I think Walker is finding himself to, now his ceiling may be higher than this. I think to this juncture, he's finding himself to be average. Oh, handoff to Dylan
for a nice
pushes forward for about 5. Off to the left-hand side. I think Walker against great edge rushers is overmatched. He's not going to take on Max Crosby and be successful right now. He's not going to take on Aiden Hutchinson like last week and be successful right now.
We do have an injury on the Raiders. I am unsure of who it is.
Yeah. But just in the larger context, I think Rasheed Walker against more average defenders has been holding up quite well and has done some nice things. But against Max Crosby, against Aiden Hutchinson, yeah, no, he's not winning those battles yet. It's very few even do. So Joseph saying, I stopped in for halftime, but your game is ahead of mine. So I'll go back to Troy and Joe.
We used to play that game of
right.
When we didn't have our own watch parties and we're watching other people's, was taking the remote and
and pausing and the whole
pause,
deal.
play,
Oh yeah.
pause, play.
But you know what? When we first started doing watch parties this year, we were too far behind for a lot of people.
So we'll take being ahead.
It just is what it is. Chris saying, I was expecting Steve to be like, oops, got into the wrong laptop or something. yeah. Well, hopefully he recovered his hot wings just fine.
Ayahuasca saying, I haven't even heard of Wilson.
Yeah, Eric Wilson started inside linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings in 2020. Has bounced around. I think he spent a little bit of time with the Eagles. Came here at about the midway point last year, was one of their leading tacklers on special teams last year, and now is just one of their depth inside linebackers. Realistically, they're number 4 inside linebacker on the roster right now behind McDuffie. His true thing is being one of their best special teamers. In an ideal world, he's not playing defensive snaps. And here we are because of injuries to Quay and Devondre. It's less than ideal circumstances for the Packer defense right now.
Richard saying, hello, Jon and Claudia. Go Pack, go.
Hey,
Hello,
Richard. How you doing?
We got Ayahuasca saying, the Grassy raid was epic.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Grassy Posy.
Scott saying, Browns did same thing with first-round picks, and look what's hacked there.
Yeah, we don't exactly want to take on the Cleveland Browns model of being a franchise, but I feel you.
Commando saying, Ford. Miserable Goat saying, look like Morgan Freeman could prosper on our defense.
At the very least, maybe they need him as a motivational speaker. Let's go with that.
Anthony saying, as a Niners fan, I can say this, Packers, you are still in this game. Mr. Interception, as we just saw.
See? Yeah, thank you, Anthony. We got hope.
Right? Rudy. Greg saying, and the Youpers.
Yes, love it.
Tyler saying, need to capitalize on this.
Yes, we
that
do.
Is right.
Unequivocally. 2nd and 5 now for Green Bay. Love in shotgun. Looks like Patrick Taylor just off to his left. Watson in motion. And he takes the snap. And Love is dancing in the pocket.
Running.
Rolls right.
He's running.
And whoop.
Woo! Nice slide to avoid getting absolutely pummeled.
Yeah, he was looking for a lane there to get a first, but that wasn't going to happen as 25 for the Raiders came in quick. And Love hit the ground. 3rd and should be about 3 for the Packers now.
Tyler, thank you for the super chat. All offseason, we heard about Green Bay's O-line depth and how strong it is. Was that overblown, or are guys underperforming? How many linemen
well, a little bit of both, right? Because at this point, it's just David Bakhtiari that's out. All right, Love in shotgun. Musgrave motioning from left to right. 2 receivers off to the left. Patrick Taylor in the backfield again. Love completing to Musgrave. And Musgrave kind of lunges forward with the tackle from Tevin Mooring. That's going to set up 4th and 2?
Yeah.
Ish? 4th and 1?
4th and 2
officially. Going to be interesting to see here if LaFleur goes or not at about where we are.
Got to do something. We can't lose this
11:30 to go in the 3rd.
Greg saying this Packer channel is absolutely 10 out of 10. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Appreciate that. 4th and 2, Love staying on the field. He's under center. 6 seconds to go on the play clock. And Love takes the snap. Hands it off to Dillon, who pushes.
We got a first down.
There we go. A.J. Dillon straight up the middle on a halfback dive. That's A.J. Dillon.
Right?
Like,
that's a quadzilla. We love that.
Pushing through the pile, making sure, willing it to being a first down. That's the A.J. Dillon that we want to see. That was nice. Nice. Lowered his pad level and just pushed. Winds up being about a 3.5-yard gain. First down. Nice. All right, here we go. Love under center again. Oh, Crosby. Crosby almost jumped off sides there. But Love handing off to Dillon.
Ooh. For a gain of
about 5-ish.
5-4. Second down.
See where they mark it. But nice carry up the middle again. Spillane on the tackle there for the Raiders. 2nd and 4.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Commando saying, oof, what a stat. Average throw is 3.7 yards. It's not pretty.
I want to get back to Tyler's question too. Tyler, I have an elongated answer. I promise you I'm not ignoring it. Let's get to commercial and I'll give you the answer there, Tyler. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I'm just seeing it's a super chat. Thank you so much, man. Love under center. Handoff to Dylan again.
First down.
Yes.
And then some.
Breaks an arm tackle. Continues to go up the middle following the cut. And that's a first down.
Is that the A.J. Dillon that we know and love?
This is who A.J. Dillon is supposed to be.
Beautiful.
He read it correctly, cuts back, breaks through an arm tackle, lowers his pad level, and still pushes, like dives forward, following the shoulder tackle from a safety. That's A.J. Dillon. Oh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. All right. I can see the end zone.
Yeah. All right.
First and goal, baby.
Ball on the 9.
Dillon is going again for a gain of 5, 4.
4. Dillon pushing forward to about the 5-yard line. 9 minutes to go in the third now as Packers slowing the game down a little bit, continually running with Dillon.
This is our half, baby.
Amen.
I'll say it again and again.
Whew. Steve saying, I love all you guys in here. I would share my wings, but I'm cleaning them up. So sorry about your wings, Steve. So sorry. All right, second and goal for Green Bay and about just after the 5-yard line. Musgrave in motion behind the line. Love in shotgun. Dillon off to his left. And it's another carry for A.J. Dillon.
Who?
Come on, where are they going to spot it?
That's right.
A.J. Dillon's finally looking like himself. 5-yard touchdown run from the 5. A.J. Dillon looking like himself. An 8-play, 37-yard drive took up 422. That's
beautiful, baby.
Beautiful. You know what? For A.J. Dillon, that's got to feel so freaking good to start to run like himself again. Oh, beautiful. And nice blocking there by Elton Jenkins. Yeah, good all the way around. 5-yard touchdown run.
So nice.
Whew, man.
All right, Anders, show your brother up.
Getting an extra point. Come on, Anders.
I mean, you can't miss it.
All right. We're taking our time on this. Snap. Kick. It's good. Hunter Carson remains. I think he's still perfect. So, thing of beauty all the way around. All right, let's catch up on a couple of these. First of all, Tyler.
Now, even, baby.
Tyler, I just want to say, in terms of the O-line, I think it's a little bit of both. And I know that's kind of a cop-out, but like when you're talking about the offensive line, the Packers do have exceptional depth. Realistically, like look around the league, most teams have their 2 starting tackles. Some teams don't even have 2 guys who should be starting. The Packers really are. Like they've got Rasheed Walker, who's proving to at least be average. They have Yash, who seemingly has found himself in some kind of doghouse as of late, but we know what he can do, right? So the Packers have more than enough adequate tackles. The problem for the Packer line comes in when you're talking about the interior of the offensive line, because then you've got Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, who a very large contingency of the fan base wants like gone, and then you've got John Runyon Jr., who's good at pass pro, not so good in the run game. And if any one of them go down, we see the effect now. Royce Newman has to come trotting in, or Sean Ryan, who is still somehow behind Royce Newman on the depth chart, has got to come in. Or we got to do all these mass switches, right? So in terms of the Packers offensive line, the tackle depth is very good. It is very good. They have more quality tackles than basically any other team in the NFL. The interior line, on the other hand, is not good at all. And we saw the result of it against Detroit. Overall, the line is doing better tonight on the whole. And this is probably what the line is going to look like throughout the vast majority of the season for the remainder of it. So it's a little bit of both, but you almost need to differentiate between the tackles, which are above average, and the interior, which is below from a depth standpoint. And the Packers have gotten hit, especially last week, with injuries at all of the wrong spots on the line. Against Detroit, that was a recipe for disaster.
Like Kebble's saying, in the words of Mrs. Dillon, this is the A.J. Dillon we need. Ayahuasca saying, can't help but yell, Door County, when A.J. breaks a run like that.
Right, he's the mayor. Celebrate it.
Joseph saying, switched it up. I'm now slightly ahead. This is much better.
Thank
We're
you,
glad
Joseph.
to have you,
Thank
Joseph.
you. I like it.
All right. We got Myers is run blocking. Well, I'm shocked from Steve.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a more than welcome sight. That is for sure. And he's not covering for Royce Newman this week.
Commando saying she called it our half. That's right. This is our half. Can score
This is
what
how
you
they
want.
operate.
No, you can't. But still.
It's baffling. It's baffling.
This is our half.
Their second half team. Carlson with the kickoff. 8:27 to go in the third. And that one's not going out of the back of the end zone. That one's actually being returned by Carter, who gets it up to about the 28.
28?
Yeah, somewhere in there. 27-28 is where Garoppolo and the Raiders are going to take over.
Miserable Goat saying, imagine the run game winning a game for the Packers. It will be nice.
If we were talking in August, it would have been like, well, yeah, that's the expectation. But now after 5 weeks, it's like, holy crap, we can run for more than 2 yards? What? Yeah. What a weird time we are in.
Pebble saying something a former college coach I knew said to his running backs that struggled. Your money is that way, pointing to the opposing end zone. Go get it.
Garoppolo and shotgun dropping back, dancing right.
Throwing it and for an incomplete.
So luckily, incomplete. Michael Mayer, the tight end, was open on one of those classic little outs. He was chilling all by his lonesome. On that particular play, the reason why I think he was actually chilling by his lonesome is because I'm fairly certain that the defender who was responsible for that zone bailed when Garoppolo began to roll right to go pursue Garoppolo. And that left Mayer being wide open.
Wide.
But it doesn't matter. It wasn't a great throw. Mayer didn't adjust to it well. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Raiders from the 27-yard line, 28 ballpark. Jacobs taking the toss and gaining maybe 4 as he pushes through Ford and Douglas.
We got some news. We got Walker is out.
That's less than ideal.
Steve saying a lot of these guys playing is their first time and first year playing as well. They are still learning.
Very much so.
Yeah.
We call them the baby Packers for a reason. They are learning how to play this game right now. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders as they come trotting up.
The Kebble's giving us some stats. That was A.J. Dillon's drive.
Yes, it was.
6 carries, 34 yards, and a touchdown.
Great to see him over 5 yards carry. Garoppolo dropping back, rolling left, and out of bounds. That's going to be incomplete.
For 4th and 6.
4th and 6 for the Raiders as Garoppolo
looks very sad.
gets up, hanging his head, puts under his helmet, whatever. Incomplete pass, 4th down for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Casey is saying Savage is ruled out as well as Quay.
Flippity flop, man.
Why are y'all giving us bad news?
Because I'm appreciating them keeping up with the news. It's just crappy
appreciate
news.
it, but like, why?
Savage and Quay out. Goodness gracious. Injury bug this year is absurd. All right, AJ Cole on to punt again. Kingsley and Akbari darn near got a hand on that. Holy goodness, what a punt. Keyshawn Nixon, though, returns it against his old team and gets stripped up. Going to be down about the 17. Nixon did one of those classic old, like Dante Hall ones, where he got the punt, ran forward, then said, oops, not that way, ran backwards, and then was brought down after he ran backward. It's just not supposed to work like that. So the Packers going to take over with the ball, 7:15 to go in the third.
All right. LeKeppel's saying, I do wonder if this team legit just grabs as much tape as they can for the second half and just tweaks things on the coach's side. They fix something.
It's the thing is, especially offensively, like schematically, what they do in the first half is not that different than what they do in the second half. So it's not like they play the first half and then walk in at halftime and go, oh, we got to blow up the playbook, put in this play, this play, this play, because they're doing this to us, so we got to do this. Like, no. Like, for whatever reason, this team just starts to play in the third quarter. And I don't know if it's because they just need the extra, like, mental edge of, like, all right, we down now, boys, let's go get them. But, like,
we need to be the underdog.
I honestly am flummoxed as to what is different besides just a mental state, besides a little bit of timing between half one and half two. yet everything seems to work in half two.
Pebbles again. Tay is good, but even LaFleur didn't expect him to catch it 40 yards out of bounds. Savage back in.
All right, it's okay. So
I like to
Savage
hear
is
it.
back in. All
That's
right,
good
all right.
news.
That's very good
I like
news.
that.
Yeah. I mean, if you can push Tay out of bounds, kind of take him out of the game a little bit, right?
Peter's saying, how is it LaFleur doesn't count on Dobbs nor Reed tonight?
I honestly don't know. And it's especially because the Raiders, especially like they don't have Hobbs, one of their starting corners. The Raiders secondary, their average QB rating was something like 112. I quoted it in the pregame show. Their average QB rating that they've given up is something like 112. And you would think that lends itself to a lot of dropbacks, a lot of passing, and yet it just doesn't come into fruition for the Packers. But there's also obviously a very large emphasis on the run game tonight. To this point in the year, how many times have we seen like 3 straight carries, especially by the same dude? We just haven't seen it yet. And that obviously is a focal point, a point of emphasis for LaFleur tonight. So we're breaking tendency. I'll give him credit for that. That's for sure. Love taking the snap at about the 17, and it's play action. He's rolling left and going deep to open Christian Watson.
Oh, he's going. He's going. He's
to the 20, to the 15, to the 10.
Horse collar on that one. There's a flag. That's a horse collar. That's a horse collar. Yeah. He pulled him back. He should absolutely get that on him.
Woo! So Watson.
That's what we've been missing for those long, deep passes is Watson.
Yep. It's true. He's one of the best in the world at doing it. So watching the overhead telecast now, like Love rolls out. Oh, and then, the Raiders defenders crashed down. We've seen that from Green Bay all freaking time.
They got to cheat to stop him. That's right. He would have been gone.
But Watson gets the ball, makes a move, and then just goes. And then, he got pulled down by his neck. That's a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no-no.
Pebbles is also saying that Savage is out.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Cool.
It's fine.
I mean,
it's fine. It's fine. All right, baby. Let's do this. Dylan is going in the masses, and that did not work.
So, Love and shotgun hands to Dylan. Dylan tries to do the thing where he pushes the pile forward.
That was...
he just didn't even get to because the O-linemen, like, they had no push themselves. So Dylan had absolutely nowhere to go. And down he goes after running into the O-line. Hey, 2nd and goal now for Green Bay. I love the stat on the telecast right now, though. Touchdown on all 9 drives inside the opponent 10-yard line. That is something Green Bay massively struggled with last year. That is no longer the problem for Green Bay.
All right.
Love and shotgun takes the snap, hands to Dylan after faking the end around. Yeah, see, Raiders are just going to...
we might, like, now. We maybe gained the yard that we lost. That was not...
Yeah. So now you got 3rd and goal, still on about the 5. But maybe that was one of the sacrificial lamb runs that I've been talking about. Sometimes you got to run, even if it's not successful, just to set up something else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Raiders completely sniffed that out and clogged the middle. That one's on the blocking and just a perfect defensive call. Love and shotgun. He's rolling left, trying to find a receiver.
Nobody there.
Dobbs was chilling 3 yards out of the back of the end zone. So
Romeo.
Nobody.
We're out though, Romeo.
Not in the end zone that time.
Inside. You can't be outside.
Something
That's
bad
not
happened
helpful.
There. 5:19 to go in the 3rd. As you got to believe Anders Carlson will be on his way out. There he is for a field goal. Ayahuasca data scientist saying low-key thought Watson was faster than that. I kind of surprised he didn't break away, right? Like, I was a little surprised that too. I wonder if he just didn't get into full stride to get his turbo boosters going. Yeah, because Watson is at times a long stride speedster. And I just wonder if because he had a cut inside and then had guys with him that he wasn't able to like really get into his long stride to peel away. because he is faster than Marcus Peters in a foot race. Like, that's not really a question. He is. So there's a reason why it didn't happen there.
Commando, first non-touchdown inside of the 10 this season.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, 9 out of 10. Take what you can get, I guess. Just a reminder, everybody that is here, like as the game is coming to a close, like I can tell you, if there's kneel downs tonight or whatever, like as the game is coming to a close, we got to jump like immediately, as quick as we can, because I am doing a live stream for Bleacher Report. It's in the Bleacher Report app. I'm going to be recapping the game, talking over like studs and duds, that kind of thing. So if you want to join me over there, by all means, certainly come on over, join the comment section over there. But yeah, just a heads up, as this game's coming to a close, we are going to like get out of here as quick as we can because I got to go live on another channel. So, all right, Steve saying field goal. Indeed. And then like Kev was saying, run it again, but under center. I don't care. Run it again. And then like I was also saying, to quote Brett Coleman, he will score on you like immediately. Some corners think it's fine. I'll have help. No help is coming, buddy, if you misplay after watching the Watson Cowboys game. I think after watching the Watson Cowboys game, I think you're talking about like Watson's breakaway speed there, right? Mm-hmm. He will score you like immediately. Some corners think it's fine. I'll have help. Yeah, I mean, Watson is a speed mismatch for everybody. I think there must have been some reason as to why it didn't happen.
Kebble's also saying, I have been watching Watson tape. I think he has slowed down since the Cowboys game. He seems to catch better when he throttles back. Herman thinks Musgrave needs to slow down to be balanced.
I can certainly see that about Musgrave. It does make a lot of sense, right? Like it does make sense in the case of Musgrave and perhaps Watson. I mean, maybe that's how Watson is solving his drop issues, is by throttling down a little bit. The thing with Watson that you got to hope that he keeps is his outright sprint speed, right? Like in situations like that, once he's securely got the ball, then it's go time, right? And turn, become that yak maven, become the yards after catch guy. I have nothing else. Like that's very smart. Makes a lot of sense.
McKnight saying first and goal, please sub in the mauling run blocking unit. Yeah.
I mean, they did when Dylan ran for his 5-yard touchdown 2 drives ago. They did then. It just didn't work this time.
All right. We got the kickoff for the punt is into the end zone. Start on the 25. Peter saying, too bad LaFleur's calls are getting more and more conservative in the red zone week after week.
Yeah, I mean, there's Darnell and Quay. Oh, I miss you too. Yeah, kind of, right? And I think part of it, at least tonight, is trying to establish the run game. But you can't really knock their success up until the last drive. I mean, they were 9 of 9 inside the 10-yard line and getting touchdowns. So they need to keep it up. Jacobs on the carry, running right.
Breaks
he makes
away.
A move. That's going to be a good 20, 25-yard run for Josh Jacobs there. Ooh.
That was not fantastic.
Yeah, he made a move. He got moving.
Greg, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
What's your favorite junk food? I'm kind of curious as to what you're going to say.
Funyuns. Funyuns have contributed mightily to this figure that you see before you.
To the Jason Kelsey figure.
Yeah, okay, I'll finish answering in a minute because I got something to say about Funyuns. All right, so Garofalo under center. He hands to Jacobs. Jacobs runs for about 5. All right, we don't veer off topic from football very often, but look, here's the deal. When you go down the chip aisle at Walmart or any other grocery store that has on the price tag where it says like price per ounce, right? It used to be that Funyuns was like the same price per ounce as other chips. Except now that Funyuns, at least where we live, is like $6 a bag and double the price per ounce of almost any other chip down the aisle. It's nonsense, and the directors of Frito-Lay need to be spoken to harshly. But that's it, Greg. That's 100%. What's your favorite junk food? I'm going to go buy a bag of Funyuns with your super chat. Thank you so much, Greg. It really means a lot.
Ooh, stopped.
Yeah, Jacobs rolling right and gets not too much as Rudy Ford is the one on the tackle.
Dragged away by Green Bay police for the tablet incident. Let me cook. Let me cook.
No, the thing, it's working to some degree. Let them
Right?
do it.
We got some love for Rudy in the comments.
Rudy, I gotta say, I'm just gonna take a victory lap. I feel great about the Rudy Ford underrated comment earlier because he's my boy. It's working. Oh, I think neighbors are doing something next door.
We got neighbors that are moving in at the moment, and
they're doing something over there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so 3:08 to go in the third. And did you block that last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they found their way in here.
I don't. Man, be gone.
Oh, Jair even
Demon.
slipped against Devontae there, but it didn't really matter. One target for Devontae Adams. Oh my word!
I know. That's
Wouldn't have thought that would be the case. All right, little flea flicker. Jacobs back to Garoppolo. Garoppolo.
It is incomplete.
Trying to throw it to Jacoby Myers, but Razul says nay, and breaks up the pass. Incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Las Vegas Raiders. 2:38 to go in the third.
Chris, thank you for the super chat.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Work the play action with read option and AJ run.
Mm-hmm. Razul just got up and made sure Myers is coming down with that. Nice play by Razul.
Mm-hmm.
The option that hasn't worked for Green Bay a lot this year is like that triple option that they try to run sometimes. That's almost never worked yet this year. LaFleur even talked about it in a press conference. Garoppolo and shotgun drops back. Quick completion over the middle to Devontae. The closest defenders to Devontae Adams. The two closest defenders were Isaiah McDuffie and Preston Smith. Why? What are you doing? Holy buckets.
Not quite sure what the decision was there.
Yeah, and I'm seeing in the comments too, like Preston Smith was like on Devontae.
Yeah.
What the? Questionable call. All right, then a little screen to Devontae gains only about 4 as Packers kind of swarm around that one. Quick Razul officially with the tackle. We'll take that.
We have 2nd and 5 for the Raiders. 1:40 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Commando saying, why is Smith lined up on Adams ever? That's a mighty fine question. Mm-hmm.
Smith could eat him for a snack. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah. Scott saying Smith on Adams. Oh my God. Yeah, Packers ain't going to win that matchup.
They are rushing hard on this.
There we go. They got all the big bodies in, and they do indeed hand it off to Josh Jacobs.
Stopped for a gain of 2.
Kenny Clark in on it. TJ Slayton, Isaiah McDuffie there.
We are on 3rd down. We need
to
stop this. 3rd and 3.
Like Kevin's saying, dropping Preston into coverage. Look, I know he has picks, but come on. That has to be an offensive alignment thing that made their rules change. Yeah. The offensive lineman or the offensive alignment thing, yeah, that's how offenses win, right? Like they catch defenses not being able to perfectly align. But like, you're not going to burn a timeout in the third quarter, but someone on that defense has to go, hey, we need something different. Preston is overhead of Devontae. Do something different.
And timeout Raiders.
Man, there goes
35 seconds left in the third quarter.
Hey, Scott saying Barry is so awesome. Not.
Yeah.
It's I don't think he's as bad as the reputation says. However, real tough to defend the zone coverage tonight. I mean, they're not covering the middle particularly well, which is 80% of Jimmy Garoppolo's targets is the middle, and yet they're not really covering it. And it's really, really hard to defend or rationalize Preston Smith on Devontae Adams.
See those cheeseheads.
Go. Or cheese fireman hats, I guess.
Apparently.
All right, we'll take
it's Wisconsin. We'll make cheese anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. Now a ball on about the 9.5-yard line. Garoppolo and shotgun drops back. Hey, look, finds Devontae Adams.
For a first down.
And they're up to about the 2.
First and goal. Less than ideal.
$16 to go in the 3rd. Oh, I mean, Rasul was the deeper zone. I didn't catch who was the closer up there. Nixon. All right, so Nixon was the one who flailed Adams as Rasul was in the deeper zone. End of quarter number 3. Packers up 13-10, but Raiders certainly threatening. Now, Rasul's quite upset about something. Something going on.
But Gebbles, I dislike my Tay prediction coming true. You know? Yeah, like Kebble's saying, we've done it to people with Tay too. It sucks, but it's something they can do. We used to have Tay inside the tight end, then shift just before the snap, forcing guys to have to drop back.
Yep.
You love it when it's yours. You hate it when it's not.
And I think the easy counterpoint is what Joseph says. We just need to call a timeout when that situation comes up, right? I mean, like, because that's the thing. If the Raiders orchestrate that play, right, and Devontae then splits out right at the last second, Preston's got to go with him. Someone's alarm bell has to go off because absolutely the Raiders are doing it with purpose. Garoppolo sees it. The ball is going there. If Devontae gets even a yard of separation, right? Someone has to step in and say, we can't do this play. Like, we got to call something else, right? And I know you can't ward off the Raiders because then the logic says, well, the Raiders are just going to do that every play, right? But still, like, it's too common of a theme. Recalling the Atlanta game when we wound up with like Devondre on Bijan on a huge play late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It happens too much to the Packers defense for it to be excusable, for it to be, oh, well, every team deals with that. Not to the level that Green Bay seemingly does. And that is very, very frustrating. Joseph saying Douglas is hot. Yeah, I saw that right at the end. He was yelling at somebody for sure.
Good.
So
get fiery. Yeah. They are in a too good of a position.
Yeah.
Don't let them take our half. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's time to stop this Raider drive yet. That's for sure. Not many yards, but there is time.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yep, here it is again. Okay, so the Packers.
Yeah. Keyshawn just like flailed himself.
Yeah, is he yelling at Nixon? I have a feeling he was. All right, 1st and goal on about the 2.5 now for the Raiders. They got all their big bodies in and a goal line. Oh, they hand it off to Jacobs.
And
Jacobs,
it's a touchdown.
Yeah, runs right
Easy
through the middle
touchdown.
For about a 2.5-yard touchdown. And Raiders retake the lead as of right now, 16-13 with 14:56 to go. 10 play, 75-yard, 5-minute, and 20-second drive for the Las Vegas Raiders. Holy goodness.
All right. Let's see. And it's good.
It's good. 17-13 as Daniel Carlson hits the extra point.
Scott saying, can't wait for Stokes to get back. It'll be nice.
I don't know what they're going to do. And they haven't answered yet in a press conference. Like, what are they going to do with the cornerback position? Because Jair is predominantly boundary. Stokes is absolutely boundary. And Rasul played, I think, better than his reputation last year in the slot, but he's a boundary corner. They don't have like another like slot corner type, because the only other one on the active roster is Carrington Valentine, who's not a slot corner. They played with it at the end of the preseason, but it obviously didn't go that well, or else they'd be playing with it more. So like they pigeonholed themselves into Nixon being the nickel corner. And I talked this week on the channel about like, I don't quite understand why, because it's not like Nixon, who did do some nice stuff last year. It's not like he played well enough to just automatically be granted every defensive snap this year. And now you've got no depth at the slot position, which is rather baffling. You could put Jair in that slot star position and then have Rasul and Stokes on the boundaries. I think that's probably how you get your best personnel out on the field at the same time. But then everybody knows where Jair is going to be all the time, right? So I'm not sure with Stokes' arrival coming back, and that's assuming that Stokes has all of his speed back, since that's such a big part of his game. I'm just not sure what the plan is moving forward, because it certainly looks like Stokes is gonna be back following the bye. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm losing faith in Nixon, the nickel corner. I think he's still a spark plug. I think he's still a good piece to have around, but thus far, I'm not sure his play as the nickel corner has been up to par. So there you have it.
Scott saying Stokes is way better than Nixon.
I would agree with that.
Not wrong.
They're just different. They basically play different positions. So, hey. Oh, the telecast now playing the Favre game, the game that's been coined as a night to remember. Right after losing his father, still one of the best quarterback performances I've ever seen. That was I remember actually watching that game with my dad. That was a magical night. So, fourth quarter, 17-13 Raiders. Yeah, we're taking our time before this cut off. That's for darn sure.
All right, here we go.
And that's out of the back of the end zone. Packers going to take over with the ball on the 25. Hey.
We got LeKebble saying all offseason Nixon was barking back at people who said he was a special teamer returner plus corner. He said he was a corner who was good at returning. Think part of him coming back was slot job.
Love dropping back, handing off to Dylan, runs off to the left-hand side, gains about 3 before he runs into a Raider wall of a whole bunch of defenders over there. Going to set up about 2nd and 7, 14:45 to go now. Yeah, except the other people might have been right. Nixon's spark plug hasn't been because he's been this exceptional slot defender. He, at times last year, was a good slot defender, not best in the NFL, not anything like that. He was, however, the best returner in the NFL, so it's kind of hard to say they were wrong. Love play action again. Love going deep to Watson.
Oh.
And it's just out of reach for Watson, or it went through his hands.
Right through his hands.
Watson dove for the deep ball, and that's incomplete. Going to set up 3rd and 7 for Green Bay.
That was right through the hands. That was like a replay of the drop from Rodgers. Not on the side, obviously, but like through the hands.
That should have been caught.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, why did Watson not blow past that guy? All right, here we go. Love delivering off to the right-hand side for Jaden. Nope. I'm sorry. I read the number wrong. That's Dontavian Wicks making the catch on the quick out for Green Bay Packer. First down.
There we go. Convert. Beautiful 3rd down that we didn't lose.
Yeah, there we go. A little chip on Crosby plus Tom blocking.
I like it.
Nice quick out for a first down. There we go. Oh, yeah. Wicks had all the space in the world because the Raiders were implementing the way too far off zone defense. So I like to see it.
All right.
13:40 now to go in the game. Love under center. Looks like Dillon in the backfield. Dillon gets the handoff running to the left-hand side. Oh, makes it through the first layer of contact.
There we go.
Becomes about a 6 or 7 yard gain. Really like how A.J. Dillon is running tonight.
Yes, this is the A.J. Dillon that we seem to have lost for a little bit.
Yeah, 18 carries for 70 yards, a 3.9 average. That average isn't exactly stellar yet, but you can at least see it, right?
Yeah.
Like this is one where watching is more important than just the stat line. Like we're seeing A.J. Dillon kind of return to being the A.J. Dillon we all loved, of actually accelerating through contact lines and getting farther down the field.
2nd and 4.
Love with a quick drop, quick pass to Dobbs, who lunges forward. I think that's going to be a first down.
I think so.
Yeah, just a super quick, not even a screen.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, there we go.
That wasn't even a screen. It was
He just kind of jumped.
Just threw it right over to him.
Kind of just.
And then he just kind of threw his body forward to make sure. Oh, yeah, that's a first down for sure. Give it to him. That's a first down.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Good job, Dobbs. There we go, Dobbs. We see you now.
1 catch for 4 yards on only 2 targets for Romeo Dobbs tonight. This is a different Packer offense we've seen the last few weeks. That's for darn sure.
Dillon gets stopped.
Well,
he trudges
but he's
through.
pushing. Okay.
We'll see where they end that at.
A.J. Dillon took the ball on the carry. Could have been like a 1 yard gain. Instead, he kept pushing through the wall
for a gain of
Oakland.
4.
Turned it into a gain of 4.
There we go.
Right on.
2nd and 6. 4th quarter, 11 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game.
Yes. 2nd and 6, 15 seconds to go on the play clock.
We did just see a Raider leave the field. I'm not sure who it was or what their role is, to be honest. But
Love with the handoff
Dillon
again to Dillon, who gains maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on where they mark it. About 3.5. Going to bring on a Packer 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
We're saying, Wicks, move the sticks. Dilly.
Yeah. Dillon is coming off the field.
Yeah, on 3rd down. Plus, he just had all those carries. Makes sense. I'm going to guess if there's a running back out there, it's going to be Patrick Taylor. But 3 of 7 for 17 yards and 1 first down tonight. Oy, their 3rd down offense has gotten worse.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
All right. Empty backfield around Love. Love takes the snap. He's in shotgun.
We got a first down, baby.
And he hits Musgrave. Hits Musgrave on a quick little out. That's a first down for your Green Bay Packers.
There we go.
Nice.
Convert that.
We'll take that. Absolutely.
Scott, I think. Paul, I think. Are you talking about the Raider that just went out?
That was the Raider who left the game hurt.
Okay.
Yep. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think if this is right, I think Hall was one of the practice squad elevations for the Raiders, who they elevated because they were so down on corners coming into this game.
All right. Love is going back, in trouble, and is sacked.
Oh.
That pocket collapsed.
Yeah, it did. So, yeah, Love tried to find a lane to scramble and then just got shoulder checked by Max Crosby and went down. That's not good. As the telecast is showing, I mean, they had multiple guys going off to the left there. It was a check block from, I think, Musgrave. Crosby just worked right through it, worked through the O-line.
2nd and 17.
2nd and 17. Love under center. He takes the snap. Play action again. Love.
Intercepted. Oh,
that's a killer.
Yeah.
That's a killer. So
a 2nd for Spillane. Jesus.
Yeah, the linebacker coming up with the deflection pick I'd like to see who the receiver was. Second game with multiple takeaways in the last 2 seasons for the Raiders. I did talk about in the preview how like the Raiders turn the ball over way more than their competition. Not tonight.
Watson. It's kind of what I figured it was.
Peters hopped it to Watson, got his hand in there, deflected it up. Spillane comes down with it. Interception for the Raiders. They're going to take over with the ball on about their own 40, up 17-13. Holy goodness. Let's see. Miserable Goat saying Love is playing like he needs some love. Yeah. Yeah. It's another deflection pick. Like this isn't, it wasn't a perfect throw. Like, no, Love is been off with accuracy. And, you know, like I see even Commando saying not much room there for that throw. Yeah, it's true. But another deflection pick. People much smarter than I in football have reviewed so many of Love's dropbacks and have said, like, the vast majority of the time, a very high rate, Love is making the proper decision with the ball. Like he's going to the right place. And that's very, very encouraging for a young quarterback. It's just throws like that have got to start becoming easier for this offense. It's like, if you think up right now, what's the most common play that we've seen through 5 games now for the Packer offense? What's the most common thing we've seen? Love drops back, finds a receiver about 8 yards away, who's blanketed in coverage. Ball falls incomplete because it's a deflection. Receiver can't come up with it. Throw isn't perfect, whatever. Like, that's no way to operate an offense. You've got to start completing these 8-yard throws, these 9-yard throws. Like, hey, it's... And again, it's a combination of everything. Love can be more accurate on these throws, but in addition, the receivers aren't exactly giving him a large window to throw into either. Like, it's just a whole thing. It's just by this point exhausting. There's just no other way to put it. Let's see. Like Hebel saying not running the ball again was unfortunate. It was a choice, right? Jagabi saying it's tough, but gotta love the fire and love. He stands tall and shows no fear. That he does. Let's give him full-on props for having poise, right? That's always the word thrown around with Love. Garoppolo in shotgun takes the snap, rolls back, and does indeed complete it. Again to Jacoby Myers on a quick out. Rasul Douglas in coverage. Gain of about 8 for Myers. Yeah, I mean, like we've seen it. No matter how bad the protection is for Love, no matter how tiny of a window he's got to go to, he's standing in, he's delivering the ball. There is no doubt about that. Chris saying, I don't know about Steve's spider senses, but my gut is telling me this game might end on an interception. Yeah, let's just have it be a Garoppolo one, right? Hand off to Josh Jacobs. Rudy Ford with a solo tackle on Josh Jacobs. Rudy. He just straight up bodied Josh Jacobs. Man, love to see it. Oh, yeah. Little Gatorade spill there behind Max Crosby.
Cold bet.
8:05 to go in the game. 3rd and 3 now for the Raiders, trying to add to their 4-point lead. Josh Jacobs splitting out wide. Garoppolo taking the snap. And John Jerry. Yes. Coming up with the sack when it matters most.
For a 4th down.
Huge. Making sure the Raiders stay off the board. Very, very nice play for Rashawn Gary there.
Taking the halfback.
Continue at it. And then finally reaching Garoppolo. Gary, he's been quiet to this point, no doubt about it. And there he makes the play. Oh, that's a thing of beauty.
Joe Barry and company. Who would have thought? Yeah. We got Jagavi saying Watson is rounding his routes, which doesn't help Love.
True. I mean, he's run so few routes this year to this point, but I would just say on the whole, the route running has not helped all that much in terms of the entire offensive operation for anybody, really, not just Watson, for anybody to this point. And then Esteban saying, Love looks like the player I watched in his final season at Utah State. Another really cool throw. Certainly could have been placed better. I'll give you that completely. Packer lunged in there. And fair caught by Reed at about the 16-yard line where the Packers are going to take over. 7:03 left in the game. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it like it was. That was not a great throw. I'm just saying on the whole, like those 8-9 yard passes have got to start becoming easier for this offense to function. Very rarely has a receiver been open on those unless it's an out. So, for sure.
Scott saying Packers need to get Gary signed.
Yes, they do. And here's the thing. I have a feeling the Packers know that as well. I have a feeling Rashawn Gary knows that the longer this goes, the more he gets paid. Remember, it takes two to tango, right? And Rashawn Gary just watched Nick Bosa get an extension. Rashawn Gary knows that if he puts up a double-digit sack season this year coming off of an ACL, he knows with each game he's getting more and more expensive. And that may be why we haven't seen an extension yet to this point, because Sean Gary's a smart dude, and it takes two to tango. And I won't be shocked at all if Rashawn is the one going, hey, I'd love to talk an extension at the price that I find acceptable, which is going to be the prices of what it's going to be at the end of the year. So come on.
Yeah.
And Green Bay's going, not yet.
LeGable's saying Joe Barry owns Jimmy G pending 7 more minutes.
Then let's get a couple more turnovers. Let's go with that.
Chris Hand showing some love for Gary. Keppel's saying Jordan is still outpacing Rodgers in year 1 of him starting. Just saying, could be outdated though. And yeah, Gary and his mom know the deal in terms of his contact. I forget that his mom is his agent.
His mom is very, very involved.
I love that.
He does have an agent. But unlike most typical sports agents, Rashawn Gary owns the agency that his agent works for. Like Rashawn Gary started his own sports agency and then hired a dude to be the lead agent for his own sports agency, right? So
I love that.
Gary knows the deal here, and that's why we may not see Gary sign that extension. And Scott, I worry, like with what happened with Adams, I 100% get it. I do think these are very different situations, though. Rashawn Gary, talking about like owning his own sports agency. Rashawn Gary talked not too long ago about like how he'd love to sign an extension in Green Bay. Davante Adams wanted to sign an extension in Green Bay as well, but has said like even if they would have come to him that year prior, it was going to be a short-term extension because Davante wanted to be tied to Rodgers. That, and I've heard through the grapevine a lot that Davante just, handoff from, no, it's a play action for Love. Love rolling out left and breaks the sack. Keeps going. That's a first down.
There's
for
a
Jordan
flag.
Love. And there's a flag. Oh. I mean, he broke a sack and everything, and you're going to bring it back. Come on now. And that is indeed holding on the offense, holding on Packers tight end, Tucker Kraft, third round.
Kraft cheese. Getting a little.
Okay, so he kind of just tackled him. That's not
holding.
You can't twist like that. So like when you do a cut block, you can't then take a guy's leg and like turn.
No.
I don't know if it's technically holding, but it certainly is a penalty. Because when you block, you have to like keep forward. If you turn like that, like especially twisting a guy's leg, they're gonna get you. First and 18 now for Love and Company at about the 8-yard line. Love with a quick completion to Watson. Watson trying to find a seam, gains a couple at least, gets up to about the 16-yard line. Going to set up second down, should be about 2nd and 12 once the telecast catches up. 6:20 now to go in the game.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry, Scott. I think it's a very different situation. And as I was saying, like I've heard through the grapevine that Devontae really like loved the Packers, loved the people, just didn't love the city of Green Bay, not his flavor. So he was kind of eager to go to
Second
his
and
family.
10.
All right, Love with more play action.
A whole
and
lot
then
of pressure.
It's a screen off of his back foot to Dylan, who's only able to muster a couple as the ball is nearly on the ground.
That's the second time that he has got one defender just there.
Yeah. The ball hit the ground first. That's an incomplete pass.
3rd and 10.
Oh,
what is happening? Like this drive, timeout, reconnect, figure it out. This is not good.
No, it's not. Frankly, if you get a new set of downs here, I'm strongly considering going hurry up just to get the pacing back. Because right now they've reverted back to that play, stop, play, stop, play. And that's just not the rhythm this Packers offense likes to operate in. Raiders look like they're going deep zone, 3rd and 10 here. Love going deep to Watson.
Nothing.
And it's just not there. I don't know. Throw is off. I don't know.
What. I don't know. He got absolutely massacred the second the ball left his hands.
Yeah. Max Crosby ran around the entire line. I think he started off the right tackle, ran around the left guard, and got to Love untouched to deliver a shot on Love as he was getting rid of the ball. Man. The Irishman, Dan wheeling in for another punt. Under 5 seconds to go on the play clock, and the punt is up. And it's booming. And it's fair caught at about the 34. Dang. From his own end zone to the opposing 34. That's a punt. Dang.
Just angering when we have a drive that does nothing.
Yeah. And I think Braden's kind of hitting it on the head here. The one person we needed to stop tonight on defense was Crosby. And we didn't do that.
Not even a little.
You're right. You're right. There's nothing else to say about it. Like, offensively, predominantly, you had to shut down Devontae. Now, for the most part, they have. Like, going against the Raiders defense, you needed to make sure that Max Crosby doesn't take over the game. That's the one they haven't done. Josh Jacobs with the carry, gains 3-ish. Going to set up second down now with under 5.5 to go in the game. Right? I mean, going against the Raiders right now, who have not been a good team through 4 games in this NFL season, it's all about shutting down their stars. The Raiders are such a top-heavy roster in that they've got these star guys and Devontae and Crosby, 2 of the best in their positions in the world, and then a roster of a whole lot of just dudes, right? And that's not to be disrespectful to them. They're just not in the same stratosphere. So you want to beat the Raiders, shut down the stars. And they're not doing it today.
Not even a little.
Garoppolo in shotgun, drops back, hits Jacobs across the middle. That's the Raiders' first down. Nixon and Wilson in on the tackle.
We cannot let them take out this entire end of the game. If they score again, it's done.
I mean, mathematically, like they could get a field goal, right? And just make it a touchdown deficit for Green Bay. But Vegas should absolutely be trying to run down the clock.
There are 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
Garoppolo, 21-30. Handoff to Jacobs as Garoppolo drops back.
Who runs for
8
yards, 9 yards.
Dances outside of the trenches there. Jair on the tackle, gain of about 8 for Jacobs. LeCable's saying, Andy Herman pointing out that Gary is very good, but game records like Crosby show you the gap that still exists. Yeah, I mean, Gary has taken over games before. To me, the massive difference between Crosby and Gary is Crosby is a player that you actively want to run away from. Crosby is a very, very good run defender, very sure tackler, right? There we go. Handoff from Garoppolo to Jacobs. Jacobs runs for 4, first down. Crosby is very complete. He's a very good run defender. When you're planning your run game, you go the opposite way of Crosby.
Timeout, Green Bay. About damn time.
And yet, Rashawn Gary's not that. Rashawn Gary is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL for sure. But he has not completed his game. He's not rounded it off to being this menacing run defender like Crosby is. And that, to me, is the true gap between the TJ Watts, the Max Crosbys, and where Gary has yet to ascend to for full-blown superstardom. And I can guarantee you, in contract negotiations, the Packers are going to be kindly pointing that out if Rashawn Gary asks for the Nick Bosa contract or something to that effect. So,
Ayahuasca saying our offense is ugly. Sure ain't pretty.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
That sucked. That last drive was bad.
Yeah.
There we go. We finally got a stop for the run.
Hey, Holt.
Yeah. Couple saying somehow people will blame Joe Barry, who, to be honest, to me, has been the one coach doing his job.
I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is a multiple people who can share the blame.
I would just say I like what they've done against Devontae tonight for the most part. They have been much better against the run tonight for the most part. Garoppolo dropping back, finding Jacobs over the top of the trenches at least, hits Jacobs. Jacobs rolls forward for about a 4 to 5 yard gain on the quick completion. What I am very frustrated by tonight, I know how difficult it is without Devondre, without Quay. I've talked about it a bunch, but why, when you're facing a quarterback whose 80% of his attempts are middle of the field, short and intermediate, are you allowing cushions in the middle of the field? That's what I don't get. And that's what I like tonight, talking about the defense. The defense has tackled much better tonight. They've done much better against the run defense. Yes. But the gaping hole that they've left in the middle of the field against a quarterback who basically only throws to the middle of the field is just baffling. And I know you can't game plan for everything, right? On defense, you're always going to have something you don't do. I can't defend big, gigantic gaps in the middle of the field against Garoppolo.
And a run.
All right, so that's going to set up 4th down, 2:25 to go in the game.
4th and probably 1.
4th and 1, I'm thinking. 30 seconds to go on the play clock. So the 2-minute warning will come first, barring a timeout from Green Bay. And I would think they're going to let this roll to the 2-minute warning since there's 10 seconds extra. No, they line up quick. 4th and 1, they line up before the 2-minute warning.
And now there's the 2-minute warning.
So that was all in an effort just to get the Packers to jump. But it's going to be 4th and 1 when we return from the 2-minute warning.
Couple is saying the defense were over-focused on Tay, which sounds odd to say.
And maybe that's it. Maybe that really is it, right? Maybe that's why the holes in the middle were created, because they're doubling Tay, because they're bracketing Tay. Maybe that's what's going on. There's a lot of validity to that. And they have not allowed Tay to beat them. They've allowed Jacoby Myers over the middle to beat them. They've allowed
over and over again,
these sweeps to Mayer and others to beat them. And it's not even that the Raiders offense has been great. It's just that the Packers offense has been that bad. That the Raiders offense is on the field and can be average. And the Packers can't keep up because the Packers offense is it's just hard to do right now. Much of anything for the Packers offense right now. I will say for my Joe B comment, I hate that once the opposing team only has to burn 6-ish minutes, I don't think it will happen. Yeah. I mean, that is like, even if the Packers sell out to stop the run, they don't always stop it. And we're seeing it here. Teams have too easy of a time just running down the clock, just grinding it out, tiny little plays. Yeah. The Packers defense is meant to play with the lead. They have great pass rushers. The Packers defense is meant to not give up the long ball, to be able to rush the passer without extra help. Like they're built philosophically and roster wise to play with the lead. And then when you've got an offense that can't do much of anything right now for a whole myriad of issues, the defense just can't keep up. The defense is on the field too much. The defense is having to go against their own philosophy in order to do things. It's so frustrating. Because again, like we were talking about, I think it was in the first quarter, like this offense and this defense are just not built to go together right now. And that's what we're seeing. Like the offense, while it's learning, needs a dominant defense. Defense isn't that. 52-yard attempt now for Daniel Carlson. And again, hey, we're still within a one-score game.
Before.
And Carlson with the kick. Carlson. Oh,
it's not good.
He dunked it. That's no good. Minute 56, and the Packers are going to get the ball back at darn near midfield. Hey, we're in business. We are in business. Packers only down 4. Oh, it feels worse than it is. Packers only down 4 as Carlson does the dink. Nice. Packers stand a chance. They're at least alive. Oh, my God.
That poor baby.
We need to stop relying on missed field goals. Oh, my God. The Saints, we had to have a missed field goal. The Raiders, we've had 2. Just stop it. Okay, 1st and 10. Love with the quick completion to Musgrave. Musgrave's got a block in front of him, and Musgrave gains about 8. And did indeed get out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:51 to go.
Second and 3, minute 51 left in the game. Keppel's saying, so you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
If the offense can figure out how to get, 50 yards. Minute 51 to go in the game, under 10 to go on the play clock. 2nd and 3, Love in shotgun. He takes the snap, rolls back, and hits Patrick Taylor on the quick out.
Did not stay in. Well, he got out of bounds. He did not stay in long enough to get a first down.
That's kind of what it looks like. So about a half
3rd
yard.
and 1.
All right, so 3rd one. We are within 2 minutes. So LaFleur and company don't have to throw out the challenge flag. Within 2 minutes, it's just official challenges. And so yeah, that should be a first because he extended the ball across the line before his toe touched out of bounds. So good job, Patrick Taylor. Good job. That should be a first down for Green Bay. Yep, first down. All right. Ruling on the field, short of line again. Yeah, we know.
What a job to have. To just be the dude that just stands there with a little tablet for the refs. Your only job is to just wait for somebody to be like, are you sure though?
Yeah, let's catch up on these. Jagavi saying, I feel we are watching Packer history. I mean, they pulled it out against the Saints, right? They did. Thomas saying the Packers should sign Fournette. Thomas, I hate to disagree, but even last year in Tampa, Leonard Fournette is a very, very not efficient runner. He's a power runner. You'd almost be bringing in another AJ Dillon, really. Like power, but real needs a lot of carries, just not super officiating or super efficient. First down for Green Bay officially. So I think that there's, frankly, what they need is Aaron Jones back. Like they need a spark plug. So that's what the run game needs. So, all right, 1st and 10, minute 46 to go. Here we go. All right, everybody's just chilling, standing around. Minute 47 to go.
All right.
Here we go. Ball is spotted. We're at about the Oakland 48. Love and shotgun, empty set. Love takes the snap, drops back, gets it to Musgrave out of the backfield, and Musgrave gains about 8. Should set up 2nd and 2. Green Bay only 1 timeout remaining. Minute 34 to go on the clock.
Get on the.
They are running. Hurry up. Come on. Get the defense while it's back on its heels. Love dancing in the pocket, looking for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, basically a throwaway with Taylor there, setting up 3rd and 2.
That was good blocking by the offensive line because he was surrounded. There was no pocket. There was no space anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, as the telecast is pointing out, there's kind of gaps in the zone right now. It's just we didn't go there.
Come on, 3rd and 2. Third and
2. Minute 22 to go. Love taking the snap out of shotgun, and they run the ball on 3rd and 2.
Patrick Taylor's got it. Or Patrick Taylor. There you go.
There we go. Run for a gain of about 6, but get up there. The clock is ticking. Minute 13, minute 12, minute 11. And the play clock is down as well. 33 seconds to go on the play clock. Come on, Love. You got to get up there.
Come on. Hurry up. Let's go. Officially 1 minute left in the game.
Love, shotgun, dropping back. Hits.
Oh! You have to catch that. Dobbs in his hands. Just gone. You cannot lose that.
That would have helped. Oh, and that's just a pure drop.
Yeah.
Just a pure
untouched
drop. Corner didn't even really knock it out. That was just out.
That was completely just
Dobbs is having
dropped.
a forgettable game. My goodness.
All right, 2nd and 10.
53 to go.
Back.
Love.
Oh my God!
Drop.
What the heck? Catch the ball. It is your job. If it hits your hands, you cannot drop that. This is 3rd and 10. 51 seconds left in the game, and 2 people drop a ball. Unacceptable. Goodness gracious. Musgrave, stay on your gosh dang feet. You can't play on the ground.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Still plenty of time. 51 seconds to go. They're on the 35-yard line. Love in shotgun drops back. Only a 4-man rush from
Pocket
Vegas,
collapses.
which collapses
He
the
is
pocket. Love going
it long
to the end zone.
Stopped it. God dang it. He's looking for a pass interference or something. Love is. He's got his hands out. Looking for Watson. Intercepted. What the heck is going on? This was our half. And Watson, again, no separation. They're saying it's because they're so close to the end zone. You got to find something. Your defender's right in front of you.
Okay, so in my opinion, the defender came over from the side, right? Like Watson was open initially. Without seeing a full field breakdown or whatever, my guess on that particular play is Love threw late. He saw that Watson was open, that Watson had beat the coverage, too late.
Just ugly. That is the game. Packers lose to the Raiders.
All right.
And just like they said before, it ends with an interception.
Y'all, I love you. Like I said, come join me on the Bleacher Report app if that's what you want to do. I'm going to go talk about this game some more because apparently I'm just a glutton for punishment. So I'm hopping over to the Bleacher Report app. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Thanks to the new people. Thanks to all of you. I'll be putting out a recap on the YouTube channel tomorrow. And then later this week, it's a bye week, so don't expect as much stuff as normal. Later this week, we'll probably do like a Q&A, hang out for a little bit. Of course, we'll put out announcements by that, but look for the recap tomorrow. But other than that, you have an absolutely wonderful night. And even tonight, even on hard nights like this, go find a loved one, give them a hug. That's about it. As always,
Go Pack, go.